A man sits enthroned upon a colossal, terrifying dragon, crackling with an energy that could tear the very fabric of reality. His smirk is one of pure confidence, the look of a being who has conquered all there is to conquer. But this ultimate power is a destination. Our story begins far, far from here. It begins in a place of crushing pressure and desperate hope, a high school just 25 days before the dreaded college entrance exam. The banners scream at the students, promising that if they can just survive this one trial, they will soar like dragons. A promise of a glorious future built on the back of sleepless nights and endless study. But for one student, this familiar scene is a nightmare he thought he'd escaped. A disembodied thought echoes in the void of his mind, a question laced with disbelief and dawning horror. I went back to before the college entrance exam. The shock is visceral, a tidal wave of confusion crashing over him. His eyes are wide with a terror that goes beyond exam stress. This isn't just a bad dream. It's a reality he's been thrown back into, and the memories of what came before are flooding back. He finds himself in a classroom that's a pressure cooker of ambition and exhaustion. Students are buried under mountains of books, their lives consumed by the looming Gaokao. The air is thick with the silent screams of stress, a stark reminder of the hell he's just returned to. His internal monologue screams what his mouth cannot. This isn't a second chance, it's a horror story. He's been given a ticket back to the worst time of his life. The trauma of his return, or perhaps the memory of his original end, slams into him with the force of a physical blow. He clutches his head, a silent scream tearing from his throat as chaotic energy erupts around him. This is the pain of a soul displaced, of a life rewritten against his will. But this world is more than just exams and stress. Since ancient times, humanity on this planet, Blue Star, has been plagued by a constant, terrifying threat, the Secret Realm invasion. Rifts tear open reality, connecting their world to another, one filled with monstrous, cosmic horrors. These aren't just simple beasts. The most powerful among them are walking catastrophes, capable of erasing entire nations and threatening the very existence of human civilization. To fight back, humanity turned to the enemy's own power. They developed the Beast Gene System, injecting the genes of these monsters to awaken a monster template and unlock incredible genetic talents. These enhanced warriors became the saviors of mankind, and with that power came immense status and privilege. In the blink of an eye, society was reforged. The entire Blue Star entered a new era, a brutal age, where one thing mattered above all else. Martial strength is everything. In this world, victory is absolute. The strong stand tall, their power a brilliant, crackling aura, while the weak are left broken and defeated in their wake. This is the simple, cruel truth of the era he's been thrown into. A system voice confirms his fate. He is not just a regressor, he is a traverser, a new soul inhabiting the body of a boy named Yi Hei. As the memories of this new life are forcibly implanted, one fact stands out in his panicked mind. He is now a high school student, and not a popular one. The new memories are immediately put into context as his classmates begin their daily ritual of mockery. They call him Trash Yi He, a loser having another nightmare, laughing at the very idea of him attempting the life-changing exam. A girl with a cruel smirk sits on a desk, her words dripping with contempt. She tells him to just drop out, to accept his fate as a common worker and fade into obscurity. She's the queen bee of this hive of bullies. Yi. He can only sigh internally, a bitter, meta-commentary forming in his mind. Of course, the classic bullied protagonist story has to have a lead antagonist, a Beoch, to make his life miserable. It seems his new life is following a very familiar and very painful script. He quickly pieces together the original Yi, his tragic backstory. An accident involving his parents had shattered his focus, causing his training and grades to plummet, turning him into the class pariah. But his reflection is cut short as the very girl from his thoughts tries to pick a fight, mistaking his distant gaze for a challenge. He recoils in frustration. He was just lost in thought, and now he's being targeted again. He laments his fate, inheriting this deeply unpopular and humiliating life. The original Yi, he may have slacked off, but now he's the one suffering the consequences. Just then, the teacher makes a grand announcement. Students, are you ready? The day they've all been training for has arrived. It's time to inject the genetic modification serum. 3 years of grueling physical conditioning and martial energy training all culminate in this single moment. The teacher's gaze hardens as he adjusts his glasses. He gives a pointed warning, directed at those who never took their training seriously. The implication is clear. Today, their lack of effort will be laid bare for all to see. Yi, he scoffs internally. It wasn't him who slacked off, but it's his body now. He resolves to face whatever comes. Since he's inherited this role, he will see it through. A flicker of blue light in his eyes signals a shift from resignation to raw determination. A sudden, sharp sound echoes through the hall, a visual representation of the immense tension and anticipation. The event is about to begin. We're in the Ancheng No. 1 High School Gene Injection Hall. The stage is set for a day that will define the rest of these students' lives. The students are buzzing with excitement, speculating wildly about the powers they'll awaken. Will it be a mighty Tier 3 mountain splitter? A legendary Tier 4 sea bridge dragon? Or, as one student jokes, a lowly Tier 1 butt beast? The hierarchy of power is on everyone's mind. An instructor explains the procedure. The Gene Awakening Serum contains the primal genes of countless magical beasts. After injection, one gene will be randomly absorbed, and its power will be determined by the student's own physical foundation. The time for speculation is over. The roll call begins. The first names are called out. Chen Pingfei, Miao Yuno. One by one, students step forward to meet their destiny. A syringe filled with glowing blue liquid pierces flesh. A moment of silent anticipation hangs in the air, the ellipsis in the panel speaking volumes about the life-altering potential held within that single dose. But something is wrong. Screams of agony fill the hall. Students collapse, their bodies racked with pain and surrounded by chaotic energy. Yi, he watches the pandemonium, a grim realization dawning on him. This won't be as simple or safe as they were led to believe. Seeing the chaos, seeing the risk, Yi, he makes a decision. Whatever, I'm going for it. He takes the syringe and, in a bold and desperate move, injects the serum directly into his own neck. Blue, lightning-like energy immediately surges through his veins, a sudden, powerful change. Yea, his eyes explode with a brilliant blue light. A gasp, a surge, a moment of profound transformation. The serum is reacting, but in a way no one could have predicted. A classmate approaches him, confused. He doesn't look any different. There's no monstrous transformation, no crackling aura. Yi, he, adjusting his glasses with a dry wit, just shrugs. Maybe I got a fake dose. His nemesis, the girl who loves to torment him, erupts in derisive laughter. The whole hall hears her mockery. Look, Yai, he didn't awaken anything at all. As she continues to taunt him, calling him doomed, Yi, he feels something stir deep within him. A system window, visible only to him, flashes into existence. Acquired, infinite monster template. His stats are pitifully low, but the potential is limitless. As his power begins to surge uncontrollably, he grits his teeth and warns everyone to get away. But it's too late. An immense, terrifying pressure explodes from Yi. Yi's body, the spectral image of a colossal monster, roars behind him as a shockwave of pure blue energy erupts outwards, sending the mocking girl flying. The entire hall is thrown into chaos. Students are knocked off their feet, clutching their heads and vomiting from the sheer intensity of his aura. They can't comprehend it. Who could have possibly awakened something this powerful? Elsewhere in the hall, another student feels the surge. A girl with purple eyes finds her own power manifesting. A swirl of purple flame appearing in her hand as she reacts in shock to the overwhelming pressure wave. And another. A boy surrounded by crystalline ice, a top student used to being unrivaled, looks up with a new, challenging glint in his eye. For the first time, he's forced to wonder, is there someone stronger than me? Yi, meanwhile, is trying to understand his own power. The system reveals his first template, an A-rank monster, Mad Flame, Daimala, but his compatibility is a mere 3%. He has the potential for godlike power, but he's starting from absolute zero. This is his infinite monster template. The realization hits him like a bolt of lightning. This incredible, hidden power, this is his golden finger, the cheat system that will allow him to defy his fate and carve out a new destiny. The other students can only stare in utter disbelief. The boy they all knew as Loser Yi-hee just unleashed an aura that instantly blew away everyone nearby. Nothing makes sense anymore. The aftermath is a field of unconscious bodies. Even Wang Xing, the bully who had awakened a powerful second-tier beast, is out cold. Yeah. He just scratches his head, apologizing sheepishly. I told them to step back, but they wouldn't listen. An announcement cuts through the stunned silence. All awakened third-year students are to proceed to the testing building to have their new genes and martial levels officially assessed. The destination is the Gene Breakthrough Detection Device, a high-tech machine capable of analyzing a person's awakened magical beast gene and their current martial level. It's time for the truth to be revealed. As the results roll in, the new hierarchy becomes clear. A student who was once average is now celebrated for awakening a third-tier bloodline, causing others to grumble about the unfairness of it all. Then comes the top student, Chuju. Already a level 9 martial apprentice, he's awakened the top-tier Ice Demon Dragon. The crowd is certain he's destined to be the champion of the entire city, but even his achievement is overshadowed. Miss Lo, another level 9 apprentice, awakens a stage 4 rare bloodline, the Nether Sparrow. The narration explains that a creature of this level could destroy a city. Her power is on a completely different scale. He watches all of this, a question forming in his mind. Everyone else's templates are ranked by stage. Why is his ranked as A class? His power operates on a different system entirely. Finally, his name is called Next, from class 7, grade 3, Yi Ki. The weight of every eye in the hall falls upon him. After that incredible display of power, expectations are sky high. Yi. He can only think to himself, this is way too much, right? As he walks toward the machine, the crowd erupts. They saw his power, and now they see a future titan. They whisper about getting on his good side, riding his coattails to greatness. Yi. He grimly reflects on this shallow world, where only martial power earns you respect. With determined steps, he enters the glowing blue testing chamber. It's time to face the music. The onlookers are practically vibrating with anticipation. After the aura he released, they're expecting his results to be off the charts, a breakthrough for the ages. Even the teachers and powerful figures watching from afar are intrigued. One thinks to himself, he really is something to look forward to. The results flash onto the screen. Class 7, Yi Hei, Martial Disciple Stage 3, a pitifully low rank, and next to his bloodline, a series of giant red question marks. Beast bloodline unknown. The crowd's adoration turns to scorn in an instant. Laughter echoes through the hall. Stage 3? My little brother could beat him. Unknown bloodline? He probably doesn't even have one. The boy who was a god a moment ago is once again that hopeless loser, Yi Hei. As the jeers rain down on him, he simply turns and walks away. His silhouette is framed against the light as a single thought crosses his mind. As expected, he knew this would happen. His unique template couldn't be detected by their primitive machine, but knowing it and living through the humiliation are two different things. But this public failure triggers something wonderful. A system prompt appears, giving him the upgrade guide for his infinite monster template. He learns that by completing quests and increasing his reputation, he can earn draws for new monster templates. And in that moment, everything clicks. A manic, triumphant grin spreads across his face, his eyes glowing with terrifying ambition. If he can meet the conditions, he can draw monster templates infinitely. He won't just be a warrior, he'll be something more. He'll be the king of monsters. His teacher is the first obstacle. Hearing Yi, he's requested to take a leave of absence to study at home until the Gaokao. He's beyond skeptical. Study at home. He scoffs. Do you really think I'd believe that? You, of all people? The disbelief is palpable. But Yi, he stands his ground, his fists clenched with a desperation the teacher has never seen before. Teacher, I really want to improve, he pleads. He knows the truth deep down. He's fallen too far behind. Following the normal pace is a guaranteed path to failure. He needs a shortcut, a special training regimen to have any hope of succeeding. The teacher, however, lays down the harsh reality of their world. to become a true warrior, the only path is through college, specifically a top-tier institution like Hwadu University. And despite having awakened his bloodline, Yi He's foundation is simply too weak. There's no way you'll pass, the teacher says bluntly. Prepare to repeat the year. Faced with this roadblock, Yi He resorts to a more unconventional tactic. He unleashes the full power of his acting skills. Teacher, I've awakened a powerful bloodline. Just look at the sincerity in my eyes, he declares, his eyes sparkling with an almost supernatural earnestness. And against all odds, the teacher seems to be wavering, thinking to himself, those eyes really do look sincere. He reluctantly agrees, but not without a parting shot. All right, he concedes, but you'll still be coming back to me to repeat the year next year. It's a challenge, a dare that he is more than ready to accept. With his freedom secured, He makes his way to his true destination, the Anchang Warrior Center. This is where his real training will begin, far from the confines of a high school classroom. As he walks, he takes stock of his resources. Thanks to his parents' mortgaged house and their accident compensation, he has a decent amount of startup capital, over 1 million yuan. He now has 2 options to increase his power: level up as a warrior through grueling training, or find a faster way by increasing the contract rate with his mysterious Tamura's template. A memory sparks a revelation. Standard templates start with 1% compatibility, but his Tamura template began at 3%. Where did the extra 2 points come from? There's only one answer. The template must have absorbed the power of the genetic awakening serum he was given. The syringe flashes in his mind. The implications are staggering. If gene-related serums can enhance his template, then his path is clear. Forget training himself to death like a common warrior. He is going to pay to win. Spending money to raise his template compatibility is the perfect shortcut. He needs to buy a gene-enhancing serum, and he needs to do it now. But as he enters the Warrior Center, a sudden, intense sensation washes over him, shocking him to his core. The air itself feels different here, thick with an energy he's never experienced before. He looks around, and his eyes widen. All around him, people are glowing with powerful auras of blue and purple energy. It's a mass awakening event. Everyone here has awakened their bloodline. This is how he can sense them. After awakening the Mad Flame Damora template, he didn't just get a power boost, he gained a unique sensory ability, the life magnetic field. This new sense allows his inner beast, Damora, to perceive the life signals emitted by all creatures around him. It's like having a supernatural radar for power. And what he senses is overwhelming. He can feel the chi and blood of the warriors burning like a furnace inside them, accompanied by the faint beastly roars echoing within their very bloodlines. This place is teeming with power. This sensory overload ignites a primal urge within him. The fighting desire of Mad Damora, the destined king of beasts, can't be suppressed. He knows he's just a rookie now, but he makes a silent vow. One day, he will grow strong enough to unleash this power and show the world what it truly means to be the king. A sudden touch on his shoulder yanks him from his ambitious reverie. He's startled, caught completely off guard by the sudden contact. He turns to see a stunning woman with a playful smirk. "Don't go peeking at others so casually," she teases, winking at him. It seems his new life magnetic field ability isn't exactly subtle, and he was caught scanning her power. Flustered, he apologizes, explaining that he just awakened his monster gene and can't quite control his powers yet. The woman seems to understand, but she raises an eyebrow when he mentions his reason for being at the Warrior Center. "I'm here to buy genetic medicine," he says. Her expression shifts. "Genetic medicine? You're already using it at this stage?" She explains the catch. Gene medicine isn't just expensive. The body builds up resistance to it, making it less effective over time. It's a powerful tool, but one that must be used wisely. Most warriors wait until they hit a growth bottleneck to maximize its effect. Yihi, desperate for a shortcut, asks for the price. "The beginner potion you'd need costs around 400,000, she says calmly. He is floored. That's a huge chunk of his savings. He immediately asks if she knows anyone who could get him a discount. Seeing his earnest plea, the woman smiles. She introduces herself as Huanghe Li, a 4th-rank martial artist, and hands him her business card. "Take this," she says. "With a veteran warrior's referral, you can get some discount." He thanks her profusely. With a playful wave and see you around, little guy, Huang Heili departs, leaving Yi He with a new contact and a path forward. His eyes glow with renewed determination. The path is set, the pieces are in place. All right, next up is time. An insane spending spree. He first settles his massive bill at the Warrior Hospital, then hits the weapon shop, dropping hundreds of thousands on gear and supplies. His hard-earned capital vanishes in a flash, all gambled on a single power-up. Then comes the transformation. He injects the gene potions, and agony rips through him, but the pain brings incredible gains. System notifications pop up one after another as his compatibility with the Demola template skyrockets from 3% to 7%. His overall stats surge, and he officially becomes an armed rank 7 warrior. In just a few minutes, he's gained what takes others 3 years of grueling work. This is what leveling up feels like. Drunk on his newfound power, Yi, his ambition soars. Top scorer in the Gaokao? Maybe he really does have a shot. After all, he smirks. If a cheat mode can't beat the so-called geniuses, then this cheat is way too weak. With his body remade and his confidence at an all-time high, it's time to put his power to the test. He departs for a secret realm, one of the dimensional rifts where monstrous beasts spawn. These realms are ranked from E to S, with the S-class realms holding apocalyptic threats completely uncontrollable by humans. But he starts small. He arrives at the Ancheng number 3 E-level secret realm. As he expected, the place is nearly deserted. It's an old realm, long since picked clean of any real treasure, leaving only weak beasts behind for rookie warriors to train with. Perfect. The check-in process is grimly straightforward. When he asks for his ticket, the board receptionist simply points to a document on the counter. "Sign the death waiver," she says flatly. "This is your ticket." The message is clear. Enter at your own risk. Waiver signed, he stands before the entrance. A massive, shimmering blue portal hums with immense power. So this is a secret realm rift. It's even more impressive than he imagined. A fierce grin spreads across his face, his eyes glowing with power. This is it. This is the beginning of his rise to become the king of beasts. "Here I come!" he roars, leaping headfirst into the swirling vortex of the rift, ready to face whatever this new world throws at him. He lands with a sharp slide, his senses on high alert as he acclimatizes to the strange new environment. The hunt has begun. He looks up and is struck with awe. The sky is a breathtaking cosmic vista with 3 alien planets, Kanglin, Anwei, and Taijin, hanging like colossal moons. "Even though I saw this in textbooks," he murmurs, "it's nothing like seeing it in person. It's truly magnificent." As he walks through the alien forest, admiring the starry sky, he fails to notice a stealthy presence lurking in the undergrowth. A large, red, rabbit-like creature watches him from the shadows, its presence hidden and furtive. A system notification identifies the creature for him. It's a first-rank beast, the Bladefang rabbit, a perfect first target to test his new strength. The beast lunges with a ferocious roar, its claws crackling with energy. But Yi, he just smirks, completely unfazed by the attack. He was waiting for this. Fool, he thinks, his life magnetic field having already pinpointed the rabbit's location long before it attacked. "Did you really think I couldn't sense you?" With a precise and powerful strike, he ends the fight before it even truly begins. He examines the spoils. A white magic core of average quality, worth about 1,000 yuan. It's efficient money, far more than an ordinary person makes, but Yi, he knows this isn't enough. Collecting these low-level cores is pointless. He needs to find at least a second-rank beast. As if the universe heard his thoughts, a monstrous shape emerges from the darkness. A colossal, worm-like creature with a maw of jagged teeth bursts forth. The system identifies it instantly, a second-rank beast, the demon corpse bug. A wide, unsettling grin spreads across Yi's face. This is exactly what he was looking for. "Speak of the devil," he says, his eyes gleaming with dark amusement as he readies his blade for a real fight. Inside the Ancheng Warrior Center, he steps into a portal and the world transforms. He's no longer in a bustling city, but a fantastical, otherworldly space. This is the Ancheng number 3 E-Class Secret Realm, a place teeming with monstrous entities and, more importantly, opportunity. For Yi He, this isn't just a dangerous field trip, it's his new training ground. He doesn't have to wait long for his first encounter. A grotesque creature, all teeth and shadow, lunges at him, but this is not the trashy He from school. With a powerful swing, he unleashes a brilliant arc of energy, ready to slice his opponent in two. As green blood splatters, Yihee's glowing blue eyes remain fixed on his target. He recalls his studies. "I've read the monster encyclopedia," he thinks, a smirk playing on his lips. Compared to its steel-like back, the soft armor on the abdomen of the corpse demon bug is obviously easier to break through. He ducks under a swipe, his blade a blur as he channels his power. A swirling vortex of purple energy erupts around the bug, a testament to the raw force Yi. He now commands. He's not just fighting, he's dominating. Focusing his energy, he brings his hands together. A brilliant blue light surges from his core, illuminating his determined face. "Martial arts," he mutters, feeling a profound connection to the power flowing through him. This is more than just raw strength. It's a refined technique. With a final explosive roar, he unleashes his ultimate attack. Hyper Beam, a concentrated blast of pure energy, erupts from his hands, striking the corpse demon bug head-on, engulfing the monster in a blinding light. But the bug has one last trick up its sleeve. It fires a volley of sharp, purple projectiles from its mandibles, catching Yihee by surprise. As the energy blasts rip through his clothes, his shock turns to comical fury. "Damn it!" he yells, dodging the lethal attack. "Do you know how expensive this outfit is?" Facing the resilient monster, a frustrating truth dawns on Yihee. His Dantian energy is deep, but his current body is weak, an academic failure, with no real martial training. He can barely exert 50% of his true strength. He's at an impasse. "I have no choice," he thinks, a desperate glint in his eyes. "I have to cheat." And with that, Yesi unleashes his hidden ace. Mad Demola, Emperor Demon's bloodline, activate. A torrent of primal draconic energy erupts from him, transforming his arm into a monstrous claw. His stats flash before his eyes. Empowerment skyrockets from 15 to a staggering 21. The game has just changed. The corpse demon bug lets out a final, pained hiss as Yi. His newfound power tears through its defenses. The creature's grotesque form rips apart under the overwhelming assault. Now a blur of motion and raw power, Yi. He darts around the monster's flailing attacks, his glowing blue eyes fixed on its vital points. The bug's terrifying maw is no match for his enhanced speed and strength. The monster unleashes a final desperate attack, a cascade of corrosive green venom. But Yihee, now a whirlwind of claws and fury, lunges through the acid rain, completely unfazed, ready to deliver the finishing blow. Victory. The Tier 2 corpse demon bug lies defeated. As Yihee deactivates his transformation, steam pours from his body. With my physique at 21 points, I completely crushed it, he thinks, panting. But this power comes at a cost. I have to expel all this excess heat. I feel like a jet engine. His victory is soured by a grim discovery. The short sword he'd just bought is completely corroded by the bug's venom. A $250,000 weapon can't even handle a Tier 2 monster? He fumes. What a scam. Bad review. And then, another problem hits him. His stomach rumbles violently. The energy consumption from his first real hunt was far higher than he anticipated. Exhausted and famished, he realizes his rookie mistake. He didn't bring any food. Just as despair sets in, a tantalizing aroma wafts through the air. Yee! His head snaps up, sniffing intently. A drop of drool forms on his lip. What's that smell? He wonders, his hunger momentarily forgotten. It's so fragrant! He follows the scent to the monster's remains and finds its source. A glowing green, crystalline core. It's a magic core! A green grade 1, he exclaims, his eyes wide with awe. The core pulses with a strange light, emitting that same tempting aroma. Starving and driven by a strange instinct, he makes a reckless decision. He stares at the glowing core, his frustration and hunger boiling over. Who cares, he shouts to the empty realm, and without a second thought, he pops the magic core into his mouth. A surge of energy, both green and blue, courses through him. A system notification pops up. His compatibility with the Mad Demola Emperor Demon template has increased from 7% to 7.3%. He clenches his fists, feeling the new power. My compatibility increased, he gasps, a wave of exhilaration washing over him. The implications hit him like a lightning bolt. A manic grin spreads across his face. I spent hundreds of thousands on a genetic potion for a measly 1% increase, but this single green core gave me 0.3%. 3 or 4 of these are worth a whole potion. His pay-to-win strategy was a complete waste. The realization is so overwhelming that tears of regret stream down his face. All that money, gone. Damn it, he sobs. I wasted my money on pay-to-win, but regret quickly hardens into resolve. A blue glow emanates from his hand as he gets to his feet. Turning my frustration into motivation, he declares, his voice ringing with newfound purpose. Tonight I, Yi He, will hunt to my heart's content. To find his prey, Yi He unleashes another ability. Life Field. Activate. Concentric rings of energy pulse outwards from his body, scanning the desolate landscape for any and all signs of life. After a long night of hunting, Yi He's compatibility has reached 9%, and his physique is at 15.8. But he's hit a plateau. The common white magic cores no longer have an effect. Time to change strategies, he decides. I'll have to sell these for money instead. Back at the Warrior Center, he dumps his loot on the counter. A total of 20 white magic cores and 1 green magic core. The receptionist's jaw drops. Are you serious? She stammers. A mere high school student managed to collect this many? Of course, there's a catch. Government regulations require martial artists to submit 1/10 of their loot as a tax. For his single green core, he has to hand over 5 of his white ones. But even after the government takes its cut, he walks away a rich man. 200,000 Sha Kingdom credits in hand. His pay-to-win days might not be over after all. 16 days have passed in a blur of hunting and training. Now, only 9 days remain until the dreaded college entrance exam, a stark reminder of the life Yi He left behind. We cut to a new location, the Anchang No. 4 D-Class Secret Realm. A team of martial artists is preparing for a bounty mission to find a blood jade flower, but they're one man short. Their leader, Captain Lin, isn't worried. He's hired a replacement, a Tier 2 martial artist named Lin He. And who is this mysterious Lin He? It's none other than our protagonist, Yi He, using a fake identity he bought for 100,000 credits. He introduces himself with a cheeky grin as Dadzla, a martial disciple level 9. He's annoyed about the price, but it was the only way to get into a high-level realm. The team captain looks at him, confused. Dads. That name feels a bit off. He just shrugs it off. Apparently, his original choice of alias would have violated some copyrights. A minor detail. The captain is skeptical. At your martial disciple level 9 strength, you don't really qualify for a D-Class Secret Realm, he states bluntly. Our team will let you observe and learn, but don't hold us back. He readily agrees. No problem. Yay. He is actually pleased with this arrangement, clarifying responsibilities before the mission. That's pretty reliable, he thinks. Better than screwing me over mid-mission. With the terms set, the team leader gives the order. All right, let's go. We must find the blood jade flower this time. Their rugged vehicle launches into the strange, particle-filled atmosphere of the secret realm. The world inside is breathtaking and alien, a cosmic vista of swirling nebulas and glowing celestial bodies hanging in the sky. The environment is a harsh desert. As Yi He flies ahead, the captain's voice comes over the comms. According to the tracker, the blood jade flower is in an oasis ahead. It's guarded by a Tier 2 monster with a general-level bloodline. This mission just got a lot more dangerous. As they drive, one of the team members observes the drastic change in scenery. Last time was a rainforest, now it's a desert. It seems the secret realms are not connected to just one world. They are traversing entirely different dimensions. Suddenly, the driver shouts a warning. Captain, it's Earth Demon Rats. They've locked onto us. The captain calmly issues an order. Hood, take care of them. A hooded figure in the back silently extends a set of wicked-looking claws from his knuckles. Hood leaps onto the back of the speeding vehicle, deploying a barrage of blades that slice through the air with a terrifying whoosh. The blades find their mark, skewering the monstrous rats with brutal efficiency. Blood splatters as the creatures are instantly dispatched. But the assault isn't over. Explosions rock the ground around their vehicle as they speed through the desert, desperately trying to evade the relentless attack. Another team member, a muscular man, calmly says, eliminated. He watches, impressed. He infuses martial energy into a throwing dart, making it explode on impact. He analyzes. This guy is ruthless and says little. This team is full of pros. After clearing the immediate threat, the team continues their journey through the alien desert, the sky filled with a spectacular and unnerving display of multiple planets and moons. A strong, dusty wind picks up, forcing the team to brace themselves as they press onward, their determination unwavering. Yee! He questions the captain. Why aren't we driving? The captain explains. The monsters in the oasis are highly sensitive. The sound of an engine would definitely alert them. They'll approach on foot, planning their assault as they walk. The captain begins assigning roles. Xiao Xia, throw the stun grenade to lure that beast out. Xiao Wu, Hood, you two set up traps. Old Liu, provide suppressive fire. He then looks to himself. I'll handle the front line. The captain points to Yi He, about to give him a simple task, but Yin, he just grins, clasping his hands behind his head. Dad, SLA, you just watch, he says, brimming with confidence. The captain, surprised, simply replies, sure. As planned, Xiao Xia launches the stun grenade. It isn't for disabling the enemy, it's bait. The grenade contains high-level monster pheromones, designed to make any territorial beast think its home is being invaded. The bait works perfectly. A massive, scaly creature with glowing red eyes erupts from the oasis, a Tier 2 Earth Dragon. One of the team members shouts a warning. New guy, be careful, the monster is coming. But he is already moving. He stands alone in the desolate landscape, swords materializing and embedding themselves in the ground around him. He is a solitary, imposing figure, ready for battle. His hand closes firmly around the hilt of his weapon. The air crackles with energy, glowing particles swirling around him. The time for observation is over. It's time to fight. And as the battle is about to begin, another figure watches from the shadows. A bald, muscular man with a sinister grin and a glowing purple eye lets out a chilling laugh. KKKK. A new player has entered the game, one who seems to revel in the chaos. Suddenly, a vision flashes through Yi, He's mind, a memory not from this life, but from the future he was stolen from. A barren, alien world with multiple suns burning in the sky. A place of dust and death. In this memory, a fierce battle rages. A warrior, clad in black, leaps through the air, unleashing a powerful energy blast against a monstrous reptilian beast. With a final, thunderous crash, the massive Earth Dragon collapses, its reign of terror ended. But the victory is costly. The team's leader, Captain Lin, lies motionless on the ground, dangerously close to the fallen beast. Captain Lin, a man with a resolute gaze, pushes his team forward. Even after a hard-won battle, there is no time to rest. The mission is not yet complete. But danger strikes not from the monsters, but from the shadows within their own ranks. A teammate's urgent shout cuts through the air as a massive claw descends upon the unsuspecting captain. Boom! The ground trembles as an unseen force makes its move, kicking up dust and debris, signaling the start of a new, more sinister conflict. The battlefield erupts into chaos. A powerful blow sends one of the warriors flying, while a reptilian creature lunges. It's an ambush, perfectly timed and devastatingly effective. In another flash of memory, a warrior calls down Heaven's Punishment, a devastating beam of celestial energy that obliterates his foe, leaving him kneeling in despair. The power is absolute, a glimpse of the heights of martial prowess. The onlookers are stunned. They can't believe what they've just witnessed, a so-called martial novice, delivering a punch with enough force to stagger a Tier 2 beast. The display of power is simply unbelievable. His companions erupt in praise, amazed that his mountain-crushing heavy fist took down a Tier 2 magical beast single-handedly. But the warrior simply shrugs it off with a casual, no biggie. The memory clarifies. This was the aftermath of the Earth Dragon fight. A warrior holds the beast's core, a testament to their victory. The team had succeeded. They admire their prize, the Earth Dragon's soul essence, a treasure of immense value capable of greatly improving a warrior's gene template. The harvest was indeed great, a reward worthy of the risks they took. Captain Lin lets out a sigh of relief. It was a close call, but they defeated the dragon and secured its essence. For a fleeting moment, he believes the danger has passed. But in that moment of relief, betrayal strikes. a blade slides into Captain Lin's side, wielded by someone he trusted. A sinister laugh echoes as his world turns to pain and disbelief. This is the moment Yi remembers. The moment of his death. The rest of the team can only watch in horror. Their shouts of alarm are drowned out by the shock of the sudden betrayal. Everything has fallen apart in an instant. The traitor is revealed. A man named Dae, who was once their comrade. The captain's trusted friend turns on him with a vicious attack. His motive's a horrifying mystery. The reason becomes clear. Dae wasn't acting alone. He was making a deal, a play to strike it rich, by selling out his own team. And the man he made the deal with steps out of the shadows. An imposing figure with glowing purple eyes and a cruel smirk. Huo Peng, a notorious scavenger who preys on other martial artists. His reputation precedes him. Huo Peng is known for robbing warriors of their hard-earned loot from dungeons. And now, the team realizes with dawning horror, that bastard has set his sights on them. As the poison from the traitor's blade courses through him, Captain Lin realizes the depth of the betrayal. Dae knew the secret location of their target, the blood jade flower, information that was supposed to be impossible for him to have. The vision ends, and he snaps back to the present, a hail of darts flying towards him. He recognizes the attack instantly. It's not just an assault. The traitor embedded the secret information within the darts themselves, a message for his new master. The attacker, Dae himself, mocks Yi, telling him to go back to school and study for his Gaokao instead of courting death. But he is unfazed. "Yeah, the exam's coming," he retorts coolly. "I've got a top scorer title waiting for me." Enraged by Yi's defiance, Dae lunges forward, launching a powerful kick. He screams, arrogant, unable to comprehend the calm confidence of his target. His eyes flare with blue light. "You disgusting bald freak barking in front of me," he sneers, referring to Dae's master, Huo Peng. "That's true arrogance." A chilling blue flame ignites in Yi's hand. He's heard enough. "So noisy," he mutters, his voice cold as ice. "Time to take out the trash." Watching from the sidelines, the imposing Huo Peng grins with malevolent interest. He finds the boy's spirit amusing. "Dae," he commands, his voice dripping with predatory excitement. "I want this kid's head." "Yes, sir." Dae obeys, unleashing a flurry of glowing energy blades that slice through the air, converging on Yi from all directions. But he meets the assault with an overwhelming display of his own power. A furious, draconic aura of blue energy erupts from his body, shattering the incoming blades and shaking the very air around them. In the chaotic aftermath of the energy clash, a warning rings out. Dae has vanished, disappearing from sight in an instant. The fight has taken an unpredictable turn. "Above you!" Dae reappears in the air, bringing his leg down in a devastating axe kick. He unleashes his ultimate skill. Martial technique, Mountain Splitter. Instead of dodging, a grin spreads across Yi's face. Blue energy crackles around him, his eyes glowing with power. "Perfect chance," he thinks, "to try out my new skill." A concentrated beam of pure energy, far more powerful than the hyper beam he used before, erupts from Yi's hand. It slams into Dae, overwhelming him completely. The onlookers from his past life are stunned. He one-shotted the traitor with a single move. With a final pathetic thud, Dae's body hits the ground. He casually blows a stream of smoke from his lips, as if he just finished a minor chore. The man who betrayed and killed him in his past life was nothing more than an insect in this one. Huo Peng is utterly shocked. He recognizes the power as a gene technique, something reserved for the great families. "Which great family are you from?" he bellows. "He smirks. "I'm from the Damanra clan." Huo Peng scoffs, believing his own martial rank is an insurmountable wall. Done with words, Huo Peng unleashes his true power. His muscles bulge and his skin darkens as he activates his bloodline. Behind him, the spectral form of a colossal bear manifests. Bloodline activation, Tyrant Terror Black Bear, Yi. He doesn't hesitate, blasting the transformed Huo Peng's leg with his energy beam. The beast roars in pain, but the attack barely scratches the surface. He grits his teeth. Even his powerful atomic breath couldn't melt the bone. This opponent is on another level. Huo Peng stomps the ground, unleashing waves of tyrannical purple energy. The sheer force radiates outwards, demonstrating the raw power of his bloodline activation. Having weathered the initial onslaught, he lands gracefully on the beast's back. He looks down at the raging monster, a cold calm settling over him. "You done?" he asks, his voice echoing with newfound power. "Now it's my turn, Yi?" He channels his energy, fusing it with his martial arts. A massive, glowing blue fist materializes around his own, crackling with unimaginable power. He unleashes his ultimate attack, core-fused, mountain-crushing fist. Boom! The impact is cataclysmic. A shockwave of blue energy explodes outwards, completely engulfing the tyrant terror Black Bear. The overwhelming force of the mountain-crushing fist tears through Hu Peng's defenses, the raw power of the attack simply too much for his bloodline technique to handle. With a final, heavy thud, Hu Peng's transformed body collapses to the ground, defeated. He stands over him, the victor, his power absolute. Watching from a distance, the surviving members of Captain Lin's team stare in utter disbelief. The boy they saw as a novice had just single-handedly defeated a monster that would have annihilated them all. They can only whisper in awe. So strong. Defeated and dying, Hu Peng is condemned by his own despicable techniques. As his life fades, he uses his last breath not for repentance, but for hatred. "I curse you!" he shrieks. His eyes glow, the blue energy swirling around him. He looks down at the fallen villain with utter indifference. "People cursing me just keep piling up," he says with a sigh. "Who even are you supposed to be?" To the reborn Yi, this once feared tyrant was just another stepping stone. 25 days after his regression, the day of the college entrance exam arrives. This isn't a test of books and numbers, but of pure martial strength. The central sports stadium of An City is buzzing with anticipation. Banners fly, confetti falls, and a citywide broadcast welcomes the next generation of warriors. For these students, this is the single most important day of their lives. The rules are simple and brutal. It's a 3-day tournament. Candidates are paired off, and the winner advances. The first 2 days are auditions, 3 matches each. Survive those, and you move to the final day, fighting through a bracket until only one remains. This year's top scorer, the champion. An announcer's voice booms through the stadium, igniting the crowd's passion. What you prospects carry on your backs are the future of humanity. Show your true potential for yourself and for all of us. The students roar with excitement, ready to prove their worth. And just like that, the auditions begin. Across multiple arenas, battles erupt. Fists clash with feet, and vibrant auras of awakened genetic power light up the stage. Each fighter gives their all, knowing that a single loss could end their dreams. But in Arena 6, there's a problem. The ring is empty save for a single competitor. The announcer notes the delay, a hint of confusion in their voice. One of the candidates hasn't arrived. A livestream commentator quickly checks the roster. The contestants are Huang Tongtong and Yi He, both from An City No. 1 Middle School. But only Huang Tongtong is in the ring. He leans into his mic, the tension rising. According to the rules, if Yi He doesn't show up, he'll be forced to forfeit. In the arena, Huang Tongtong smirks, but her eyes burn with frustration. She had been humiliated by Yi He at a past genetic conference and was planning to use her powerful fire lizard bloodline to crush him in front of everyone. That scumbag actually hid and dared not come out, she scoffs. What a bummer. The crowd begins to murmur, their whispers turning to open mockery. What a coward, one shouts. He must be shivering in his bed at home. Another laughs. This kind of trash shouldn't even be in high school. The reputation of Trashy He is proving hard to shake. The referee raises a whistle to his lips, his hand held high. The final seconds tick away. He takes a breath to make the official call. Time is up. An City No. 1 Middle School, Yi He, has abandoned. But before he can finish, 2 powerful figures in the VIP seats, masters of the martial world, snap to attention. Their eyes widen. Something is coming! One gasps. The other trembles, feeling an unbelievable pressure from above. What an enormous aura! All eyes turn to the sky. A brilliant point of light descends from the heavens, trailing a dark, ominous energy. Someone in the crowd points. their voice trembling with disbelief. Is that a person? It is. A figure wreathed in a blinding blue aura plummets towards the stadium. What kind of power lets him fly? A spectator screams. The figure aims directly for Arena 6, looking less like a person and more like a living meteor. Down in the arena, Huang Tongtong can only stare in stunned silence, her planned revenge forgotten. Her mind struggles to comprehend the impossible sight before her. What the hell is going on? The falling figure, he doesn't slow down. He crashes towards the arena floor with bone-shattering speed, a silent blur of motion that leaves everyone breathless. But he doesn't just land. In a flash of blue light, he twists his body, converting his descent into a single, devastating axe kick aimed directly at his opponent. The air itself seems to crackle with power as his attack connects. One hit, that's all it takes. Huang Tongtong is sent flying, defeated before she could even react. He lands gracefully, wiping a bead of sweat from his brow. That was close, he mutters. Almost needed to come back next year. The crowd is stunned into silence for a second before erupting into a deafening roar. He defeated her with one kick. Is this the mythical kick that comes from the sky? The trash they had just been mocking was gone. In his place stood a monster. A sinister smile creeps across Yi's face. He could feel it now. The full power of the blood jade fruit his old captain Lin had given him in his past life. It had taken time to integrate, but now his physique was finally catching up to his memories. His system interface confirms it. His overall fitness has skyrocketed, and his monstrous Demora template is awakening. Now, he thinks, a dark glint in his eye. You can all relax and enjoy what comes next. With his first victory secured, the tournament bracket moves forward. His next opponents are quickly lined up. The results are brutally efficient. First, Long Tao from number 4 middle school. One kick, he wins. Next, another Long Tao, this one from number 3 middle school. Another kick, he wins. He moves through the auditions like a force of nature, his opponents barely a footnote in his path. The crowd is in a frenzy. He is so strong, they chant. Every battle is resolved with one kick, never dragging things out. His name echoes through the stadium, a testament to his overwhelming power. With a final, decisive victory, the announcer's voice confirms what everyone now knows. And City number 1 middle school's He has won all 3 matches and advanced to the 3rd round. The moment the auditions end, he is swarmed. University recruiters, who wouldn't have given him a second glance that morning, now shove and jostle for his attention. Student Yi, come to Dongsan University. Add me on WeChat. We have generous scholarships. He's gone from being trash to the most sought-after treasure in the city. Amidst the chaos, a recruiter asks, Student Yi, hey, do you have a favorite university? Yi. He pauses, his blue eyes flashing with an intensity that silences the crowd around him. A favorite university? A confident, almost mischievous smirk spreads across his face. He gives them a simple thumbs up, a gesture of absolute certainty. Then he makes his declaration, loud and clear for all to hear. Apologies, but I want to enter Huadu University. The recruiters fall silent, then burst into laughter and scorn. You're so arrogant, one sneers. Huadu is the best martial arts university in the country, one of the top 5 in the world. It's a holy place. Yi. He calmly faces their doubt. He knows the stakes. He knows how impossible it sounds. His smile widens into a chilling grin. In a second-tier city like An City, he thinks to himself, only the top few are qualified to enter that holy land. And he fully intends to be one of them. He turns his back on their mockery. Forget it, he decides. After all, warriors speak with strength. I'll see your faces when I win first place. But as he walks away, 2 grim-faced men in suits block his path. They flash an official-looking card. Student Yi, we request your cooperation. We are going to re-evaluate your martial arts level. Now, they drag him to a private room, their suspicions clear. 9th level? You were only 3rd level half a month ago, one of them growls. You're implying I cheated, right? Yeah, he retorts. He knows he can't reveal his regression, so he gives them a story steeped in truth. He tells them of the words his deceased father left him. If you want to surpass humanity, then you must not be a human. He explains how he relentlessly fought monsters in the E-class secret realm, pushing himself to the brink until, in the heat of battle, he broke through his own genetic lock. The officials stare, their faces pale with shock and disbelief. Sweat drips down their temples. What? You broke through your genetic lock? Without another word, the men turn and flee, scrambling to report the impossible news. As they disappear down the hall, he watches them go. He understands now. His fabricated story was so incredible, so monumental, that it made him a person of interest at the highest levels. Somehow, he thinks, I've become an important observation target. As the final promotion rounds are about to begin, holographic screens light up across the city. Family and friends send messages of support to the examinees. All the best, my son. Old Wang, we'll throw you a banquet when you pass. The entire city holds its breath. He watches the public broadcasts on his phone. Live streams are even interviewing the parents and friends of the fighters. The pressure is immense. A wave of profound loneliness washes over him. In his past life, and this one, he has always been alone. But there's no one who can cheer me on, he whispers to himself. I'm really an orphan that no one cares about, huh? But he's wrong. Miles away, in a small, dark room, his old teacher stares at a monitor, his hands clasped tightly. His face is a mask of anxious hope as he watches the broadcast, whispering a prayer. Fighting! You can do it! Back in the stadium, the time has come. The announcer's voice rings out, introducing the first match of the final promotion round. From An City No. 1 Middle School, YIHE, his opponent is announced next. An City No. 3, Middle School's Luo Xuan. The crowd gasps. Luo Xuan is a celebrity, a martial arts 8th level with a rare beast bloodline and warrior parents. His opponent is finished, they whisper. He stands opposite the famed prodigy, his blue eyes glowing faintly. He is completely calm, his power held in reserve. With an air of absolute authority, he looks at Luo Xuan and says, "You can have the first move." Luo Xuan scoffs, insulted by the gesture. Hey, do you not know who I am? His expression doesn't change. Regardless of whether I know or not, the outcome of this competition will not change. Enraged by this blatant disrespect, Luo Xuan decides to end things quickly. Ha, you're right. The outcome is that I will definitely win. He roars as his power explodes outwards. Bloodline awakening! An apparition of a beast made of pure energy forms around him. He lunges forward, his hand transforming into a glowing claw. I hope your luck is good, he snarls. If not, you will die here. Martial art dashing lightning claw. The claw strikes. But he catches it effortlessly. With a casual flex of his fingers, a sickening crack echoes through the arena. He shatters Luo Xuan's hand. Your momentum is good, he says coolly. But you are far from the collision force of that bald old man. Luo Xuan can only scream in agony, his ultimate move broken like a twig. Before Luo Xuan can even register the pain, he twists his arm, locking him in place. A terrifying blue aura, far denser and more powerful than Luo Xuan's, begins to surge from He's body. He slams his fist into Luo Xuan's chest, unleashing a torrent of raw power that blasts the prodigy off his feet and sends him crashing into the arena floor in a shower of shattered energy. He looks down at his fallen opponent, his eye glowing with disdain. He glances around the silent stadium, a bored, arrogant smirk on his face. Are there no decent examinees at all? The referee, snapping out of his shock, finally makes the call, his voice echoing in the stunned silence. An City No. 1 Middle School. He wins. His latest match ends just as quickly as the others. A seated contestant, Luo Xuan, who looked so powerful just moments before, is now out cold on the shattered arena floor. The crowd and commentators are in disbelief. Another instant KO. While his opponents are left broken and unconscious, he remains completely unfazed. His composure is that of a true master, and the audience is captivated. His skills are on a completely different level from the other examinees, and the online chat explodes with adoration for this mysterious, overwhelmingly powerful fighter. The crowd roars his name. They've dubbed him One Kick Man for his signature finishing move, but this time he won with his hands, proving his versatility. The arena chants for Yihei, already convinced he's destined for the finals. As another of Yi, he's defeated opponents is stretchered away. A blue-haired young man watches from the sidelines. He recognizes the handiwork of the one fighter who has caught his attention. A confident smirk plays on his lips. As expected of the man I've got my eye on, he thinks, his own power simmering just below the surface. I'll defeat you in that final round. Yi. His shocking performance hasn't just captured the crowd's attention. In the admissions office of the prestigious Wadu University, an urgent order is given. They want a complete file on this prodigy, and they want it in 30 minutes. A talent like Yi, he cannot be ignored. Meanwhile, in another arena, the second group's advancement matches are in full swing. The air crackles with anticipation for a bout that has everyone talking. A spectator named Liu Yiliu shouts what everyone is thinking. A battle between two genius beauties. This is a match no one wants to miss. In one corner stands Kai Shaoling, the fiery queen of Anchang Second Senior High. With a confident, almost provocative tone, she calls out her opponent. Young Miss Liu, I really can't stand that robot-like expression of yours. Her opponent is Liu Qingju, the calm and ethereal, unattainable flower of Anchang First Senior High. She stands silently, her serene expression betraying nothing as she faces the queen's taunts. The crowd is buzzing, with some spectators barely able to contain their lecherous excitement. Nothing better than watching beauties fight, one mutters, practically drooling. But their crude comments are quickly shut down by a more respectable fan, who tells them to keep their disgusting thoughts to themselves. The referee's whistle cuts through the noise. The most anticipated match of the round is about to begin. Kai Shaoling lunges forward immediately, her power flaring. All right, let's see how well you can keep up that act when I've got you pinned to the ground. She roars, aiming to shatter Liu Qingju's calm facade. But Liu Qingju is more than prepared. She unleashes the Liu family's secret art, the Sutra of Transient Splendor, her movements like a graceful, deadly dance. The two fighters trade blows, their skills on full display. Suddenly, Kai Shaoling sees an opening and strikes, but it's a feint. Oh no, I fell into her trap, she realizes, her hand caught in swirling air currents created by Liu Qingju. With her opponent immobilized, Liu Qingju prepares a devastating counter, the Xuanhuang martial skill, Primordial Chaos Finger. But Kai Shaoling is not so easily defeated. Pushed into a corner, she unleashes her true power. A ferocious roar echoes through the arena as her bloodline awakens, manifesting the terrifying form of the Shadow Claw Tiger. The observers are stunned. A high schooler mastering a Xuanmang technique and awakening her bloodline is unheard of. An expert in the crowd gasps in realization. This isn't just any bloodline. It's a third-tier royal bloodline, the notoriously ferocious Shadowclaw Tiger King. To awaken and control such power at her age, this girl's future is limitless. Transformed and radiating power, Kai Shaoling glares at her opponent. Now, show me your Nether Phoenix bloodline, she demands. But Liu Qingju, though shocked, stands her ground. This is enough, she states, her patience clearly at its end. Kai Shaoling scoffs at her opponent's defiance. Enough! You think anyone below the martial artist level can challenge me? She roars, her power surging as she prepares to end the fight. But Liu Qingju is a master of her family's secret arts. As the fiery orange energy of the tiger clashes with her own serene blue aura, she proves she is not to be underestimated. Liu Qingju unleashes her own technique, the Transient Splendor Phantom, moving like a ghost to evade the tiger's ferocious assault. But the raw power of the awakened bloodline is immense. Kai Shaoling unleashes the fierce tiger's crippling kick, a devastating blow that seems impossible to block. The two ultimate techniques collide. A tremendous explosion of energy engulfs the arena, kicking up a massive cloud of dust and debris. For a moment, everything is obscured. The crowd holds its breath, desperate to see who emerged victorious. As the dust begins to settle, a figure is seen standing. It's Kai Shaoling. The queen is the one still on her feet. But wait, something's wrong. The victory is short-lived. Having expended all her energy to maintain her bloodline awakening, Kai Shaoling collapses in exhaustion. The true winner, still standing tall and composed, is Liu Qingju. she completely overwhelmed a royal bloodline user with nothing but pure martial techniques. A truly once-in-a-century genius. The crowd erupts. Holy crap, Queen Liu is too strong, absolutely legendary. Her display of pure skill has won them over completely. One spectator makes a bold prediction, and no one dares to disagree. Liu Qingju is on track to become Ancheng City's top scorer. A high-level observer, however, understands the truth. To defeat a royal bloodline with pure technique means Liu Qingju's own power must be even greater. He realizes she must possess a fourth-tier bloodline, a power so immense that most official martial artists wouldn't stand a chance against her. She's not a genius, she's a monster. With the advancement matches concluded, the stage is set for the next phase, the top 8 advancement tournament draw ceremony. The 8 remaining fighters will now learn their matchups. First up for the draw is Ancheng First Senior High's Yi He. He calmly steps forward and reaches into the container to draw his lot. He pulls out a white sphere marked with a character for First. Natashas. He's been placed in Group A. Another contestant approaches him. I'm also in Group A. Looks like we'll be facing each other. He introduces himself as Shen Guan from Qingfeng Private High. Ye. He simply replies with his own name, sizing up his future opponent. Shen Guan checks the schedule. We're up second. Let's watch the first match first. On the main screen, the first bout of the top 8 is announced. Luo Shi from Qingfeng Private High versus Chu Zhou from Ancheng First Senior High. Shen Guan notes that Luo Shi is a powerful fighter, who even repeated a grade just to get into Wadi University. But as they watch, the outcome is shockingly one-sided. Against Chu Zhou, Luo Shi didn't even stand a chance. The winner is declared. Chu Zhou, also from Yi He's school. The principal of the rival high school slams his fist in frustration, having lost the very first match. It seems he isn't the only hidden monster from Ancheng First Senior High. Yi. He turns to his new acquaintance. How does that Luo Shi compare to you, he asks, trying to gauge Shen Guan's strength. Shen Guan smiles confidently. To me? I'm the martial arts club president. In terms of combat power, my 2 other teammates combined still couldn't take me down. He makes his superiority abundantly clear. Then, his expression turns serious as he looks at Yi He. Honestly, for this year's exams, I think you're the only real threat. Shen Guan reveals that his senses have always been unusually sharp. I can tell, Yi he says, as a vision of an erupting volcano fills his mind. You're like a dormant volcano. There's a beast inside you. With the first match over, Shen Guan gives Yi He a confident smile and a beckoning gesture. Let's go. Our turn now. The arena awaits. The second match of the top 8 advancement tournament is about to begin. In the center of the stage, the 2 fighters face off. On one side, the confident and perceptive martial arts president, Shen Guan. On the other, the seemingly calm but secretly monstrous traverser, Yi He. The battle is about to begin. The martial arts college entrance exam has reached a fever pitch. In Ancheng, the competition is blazing as the top 8 warriors battle for a coveted spot in the Final 4. The stakes have never been higher, and the most anticipated match is underway. Yi He, the mysterious powerhouse, faces off against a new challenger, Shen Guan. The arena erupts as their energies collide in a blinding explosion. The commentators are stunned. For the first time, it seems he has met his equal, but as the light fades, a trickle of blood runs from Yi's nose. Shen Guan flashes a predatory grin, his eyes gleaming with confidence. A nosebleed, he taunts. Is this some special ability of your bloodline, or are you already at your limit? Yi. He, however, remains eerily calm, his blue eyes analyzing his opponent. He realizes the passive radiation from his own body is a double-edged sword, capable of destroying an opponent's cells from the inside out. But Shen Guan is no pushover. He's wrapped himself in a barrier of pure martial energy, completely shielding himself from the deadly nuclear leakage. Shen Guan can't hide his shock. He thinks to himself, what an incredible martial art. This level of power is terrifying. He now understands the truth. The quiet boy standing before him isn't just a talented fighter. He's a monster that should not be provoked. Feeling the pressure, Shen Guan decides to go on the offensive. You think that's all it takes? Then let me show you the martial arts passed down through the Shen family for generations. He unleashes the legendary Shape Will Fist, a martial art that manifests the spirits of powerful beasts. A vicious snake and a charging horned beast materialize from his energy, ready to tear Yi apart. The animal spirits lunge forward with blinding speed. Yika. His eyes glow an intense blue as his senses heighten, but even he is caught off guard. "It's fast," he exclaims, bracing for impact. Boom! A deafening crash echoes through the arena as Shen Guan's attack lands true. The crowd gasps. The invincible one-kick man, the warrior who hadn't been touched in a single match, has just been hit for the very first time. The force of the blow sends Yi stumbling back, a spray of blood erupting from his mouth. Shen Guan's Shape-Will Fist is unbelievably powerful, proving that he is a threat on a whole new level. But Yi, he isn't out yet. With a surge of power, he stomps his foot, shattering the very ground beneath him as he regains his footing, his eyes burning with a new fire. Shen Guan doesn't let up, manifesting the spirit of a colossal bear. "You can't run!" he roars, bringing the full weight of his bear crash technique down upon Yi. As Yi dodges the relentless assault, he has a startling realization. All his opponents until now have been weaklings, giving him no real combat experience. Shen Guan is different. His attacks aren't just physical, they're infused with martial energy that deals double the damage. This is his first true battle against a powerful adversary. Shen Guan closes the distance, grabbing Yi in a crushing hold. He grins maliciously, revealing his trump card. "You're half right," he sneers. "Not only can I infuse my body with martial energy, I can also lock yours, rendering you completely incapable of using your martial arts." With Yi's energy sealed, Shen Guan unleashes a furious barrage, manifesting the spirit of a great ape, his fists raining down with explosive force. He follows up with a fiery tiger pounce that shakes the entire arena, sending the seemingly helpless Yi crashing to the ground. Then comes the eagle dive, a piercing attack from above. Shen Guan has become a walking zoo of deadly martial arts, determined to dismantle Yi piece by piece. Standing over his opponent, Shen Guan radiates confidence. He's neutralized Yi's power and dominated the fight with his superior technique. He declares with absolute certainty, "Yi, you cannot win against me." He channels all his remaining energy into one final cataclysmic blow, creating a massive explosion that engulfs the entire stage in a blinding light. As the dust settles, Shen Guan stands victorious, laughing triumphantly. "Ha ha ha, that was satisfying." His relentless combination of moves left Yi with absolutely no chance to fight back. The match seems to be over. Outside the ring, the medical staff prepare to rush in. Shen Guan's Shape-Will Fist was powerful enough to kill an ordinary martial artist. The announcer begins to speak, ready to declare the winner from Qingfeng High School, Shen Guan. But wait, in the heart of this smoke and rubble, a single eye snaps open, glowing with an otherworldly, demonic light. A single tear traces a path down Yi's cheek as an unimaginable power begins to stir. This isn't over. An enormous aura erupts from the center of the arena, shocking everyone present. He rises, his body transforming. This is his true power. Mad Demola, the Emperor Demon's bloodline, an ability he hasn't revealed to anyone. Shen Guan stares in utter disbelief, stammering, magical beast embodiment. This level of power is unheard of for a high school student, a guaranteed ticket into the prestigious Huadu University. Shen Guan is completely stunned by the monstrous form before him. He can only think one thing: to think that your bloodline awakening is at such an overwhelming level. The tide of the battle has just been reversed in the most dramatic way possible. In the control room, the examiners, monitoring devices, suddenly blare alarms. One of the chief examiners rips off his headset in shock, his eyes wide with terror. The nuclear radiation value inside the arena is off the charts, climbing into the millions. "What's going on?" he screams. Reacting instantly, the examiners throw up a powerful martial energy barrier around the entire arena to prevent a catastrophic nuclear leak. The crowd is in a frenzy, buzzing about Yi's transformation. They've never heard of a bloodline this powerful, this terrifying. It's a completely unknown magical beast. He smirks beneath his demonic armor. He understands their confusion. It seems there is no creature like a Demora on this world. On Blue Star, he thinks. No wonder they didn't know about it. His secret as a traverser with alien power remains safe. Meanwhile, Shen Guan's nose starts bleeding again, this time more heavily. He realizes, with dawning horror, that his defensive shield is failing. The raw radiation from Yi, He's transformed state, is seeping through, poisoning him from the inside. He knows he has to end this fight now, or he won't survive. Desperate, Shen Guan unleashes his own hidden power. He too possesses a rare bloodline, and with a roar, he undergoes his own transformation. The bloodline awakening of the Golden Star Ape Demon. The examiners are beside themselves. Not one, but two third-order king bloodlines in a single match. This year's exam is truly full of monsters. Now, a hulking golden ape demon, Shen Guan, summons his most powerful technique, a colossal golden snake, and launches it at Yihei. It's the ultimate clash of awakened bloodlines, ape demon versus emperor demon. The two monstrous forms collide in a spectacular explosion of blue and gold energy. The sheer force of their clash threatens to tear the reinforced arena apart. But Yihei's power is on another level. With a guttural roar, he channels the full might of his Demora form into a single devastating attack, the mountain-smashing fist. Shen Guan screams in agony as the attack connects. He barely managed to pull back at the last second, but the feedback is immense. "My hand," he cries out in his mind. "If I hadn't released the force in time, my entire arm would have been shattered." Even so, the damage is catastrophic. His arm is a mangled, bloody mess. The painful reality hits him hard. All his earlier confidence, his taunts, his declaration of victory, it was all a joke. He thinks, "I was making such a fuss before, but now I'm really being slapped in the face." He stands over the defeated Shen Guan, his demonic form radiating absolute power. In a calm, steady voice, he delivers the final verdict. "You are outstanding, Shen Guan, but unfortunately, this cannot change the outcome. The battle is won." In the arena, the atmosphere is electric. The announcer's voice booms across the stadium, hyping the clash of titans. On one side, Shen Guan, with his terrifying third-order king bloodline, and on the other, Yihei, a complete enigma whose monstrous transformation has left everyone speechless. This isn't just a match, it's a battle between two rarely seen, powerful bloodlines. But Shen Guan, battered and bruised, knows the truth. He can feel Yi, his power, raw and untamed, surging beyond anything he could have imagined. His bloodline has awakened, Shen Guan thinks, his own energy defenses crumbling. "I can't suppress his martial energy anymore." He makes a split-second decision. This isn't a surrender. Now I can only retreat in order to advance. With a roar, Shen Guan commits to his new strategy, channeling his remaining power into a furious charge. He's not aiming for a knockout blow, he's creating an opening. A voice from the sidelines screams, "Big man, don't be distracted." But Shen Guan is completely focused on his gambit. He unleashes his family's signature technique, the Shape Will Fist. A brilliant golden energy envelops his hand as he strikes with the speed and precision of a viper. "Snake strike," he roars, aiming not to defeat Yihei, but to maneuver around him. But Yihei, now fully embracing the Emperor Demon's bloodline, simply meets the attack with raw, overwhelming force. With a guttural roar that shakes the arena, his massive clawed hand, crackling with dark blue energy, swipes through the air, contemptuously batting aside Shen Guan's technique. Shen Guan feels the bone-jarring impact. Just as he expected, he couldn't budge the monstrous Yihei. But his plan works perfectly. Using the force of the blow, he pivots. "My aim is to reposition to your back," he thinks, landing exactly where he wanted. But getting behind Yi, he was a fatal miscalculation. Before Shen Guan can even launch his follow-up, Yihei's monstrous leg swings around with impossible speed, slamming into him with a deafening boom that echoes through the stadium. Yay! He doesn't give him a moment to recover. A colossal, shadowy clawed foot materializes in the air above Shen Guan, radiating an apocalyptic orange energy. The sheer pressure is immense, a godlike power descending upon the battlefield. Crash! The demonic foot smashes into the arena floor, creating a massive, fiery explosion that obliterates the stage. Shen Guan is caught in the epicenter of the blast, thrown aside like a rag doll by the devastating stomp. The dust settles to reveal an unbelievable sight. Shen Guan's eye is wide with pure shock. Standing calmly amidst the cracked and shattered remains of the arena is Yi He, arms crossed, radiating an aura of absolute dominance. The blue lightning crackling around him signifies a power level that is simply off the charts. Yi, his demonic form, stands tall over the wreckage. He cracks his knuckles, the sound echoing in the stunned silence. With a low, menacing voice that promises nothing but pain, he declares, "It's my turn now." He doesn't even move. A massive, concentrated blast of pure blue energy erupts from his body, a chaotic storm of power that rips through the air with a sound like shattering reality itself. The assault is too much. With a heavy thud, Shen Guan, the proud warrior with the king bloodline, collapses to his knees, utterly defeated. Yin, his final energy blast dissipates, leaving him standing over his broken opponent. The fight is over. Lying face down on the ground, his body trembling, Shen Guan can only muster one phrase, his voice filled with a mix of fear and respect. "Big brother Yi, I surrender." But this is the last thing he wanted to hear. His demonic transformation recedes as he erupts in frustration. "Bro, I'm all ready for my turn, but you're surrendering now?" He yells, practically vibrating with pent-up energy. "I was so riled up, but now I'm so uncomfortable." He lets out a heavy sigh, his monstrous form fully dissipating with a swish. Sigh, forget it. What's the point? He was hoping for a real fight, a chance to truly test the limits of his new power. But his opponent gave up too soon. "The discomfort is almost physical. Holding back energy makes me so uncomfortable," he groans. Suddenly, a massive stream of blue energy erupts from his mouth with a comical GE sound, like a burp of pure power. He had to let it out somehow. As the energy subsides, he calms himself. He thinks back on the rules of the tournament. Once one party surrenders, the other party has no right to attack. It's a good thing too. In his frustrated state, he might have done something he'd regret. An official announcement rings out, confirming the outcome. The competition is over. Coming from Ant City's No One Middle School, Yi wins. And the crowd goes absolutely insane. The stadium erupts in a deafening roar of cheers, a unified chant shaking the very foundations of the building. "Brother Yi is awesome! Brother Yi is awesome!" In one match, the former Trashy Hei has become a celebrated hero. The online forums explode with memes. One post shows a confident Shen Guan before the match, declaring, "I will win." The image below shows a crying, defeated Shen Guan after the match, apologizing, "I didn't let Lord He use up all his strength. I am so sorry." The public humiliation is complete. Yi's popularity skyrockets. Social media is flooded with clips of his overwhelming power. His fan groups are filling up so fast they have to open a fourth one. Everyone is hailing him as the undisputed top scorer of the college entrance exam, a prodigy whose power eclipses even well-known geniuses like Chu Zhou and Liu Qingju. But not everyone is celebrating. In a dark room, the leadership chair of Qingfeng Private High School, Shen Guan's sponsor, seethes with rage. He clenches his fists, his face a mask of fury. "Luo Shi may have lost," he snarls, "but I had placed all my hopes on you, Shen Guan." He confronts a stoic Shen Guan, his voice dripping with venom. "But you dare to admit defeat? Do you know how much money we spent on training you?" he screams, pointing an accusatory finger. "You ungrateful bastard! If you don't pay off the debt, don't even think about going to college." Suddenly, Shen Guan's hand flashes out, grabbing the man's arm with an iron grip. The sponsor freezes, his eyes wide with shock and fear. What are you trying to do?" he stammers, completely caught off guard by the warrior's sudden defiance. Shen Guan looks him dead in the eye, his voice cold and steady. "I couldn't take that punch, so I admitted defeat in order not to hurt my body. As for the kindness your school has shown me, I will repay it. But know this," he warns, his grip tightening. "You cannot threaten a warrior who is stronger than you." The sponsor's face turns pale, his eyes bulging with terror. The sheer killing intent rolling off Shen Guan is suffocating. He's just been reminded that while he may hold the purse strings, Shen Guan holds the power of life and death. Okay, he gasps, finally conceding. "You have a point." With the quarterfinals concluded, the official results are displayed. After fierce competition, the top 4 have been decided. From Anchang's #1 middle school, we have Yi He and Liu Qingju. from another school, the formidable Chuzhou. And the fourth finalist is listed as some nobody. Who on earth is that? Meanwhile, at Yihee's school, the mood is ecstatic. The principal is laughing, overjoyed by the school's success. Old Liu has worked here for so many years. It's time to promote him, he declares. Yi, his old teacher, watching from the side, cheers. Yi, his victory is bringing good fortune to everyone around him. Back in the arena, a new announcement cuts through the chatter. It's time. The draw ceremony for the semifinals begins now. The 4 finalists step forward. Yi, he calmly picks up a ball to determine his match. He looks at the number 8 ball in his hand. It's first again, he murmurs, a sense of destiny settling over him. On the other side of the stage, the unattainable flower, Liu Qingchu, reveals her own draw. She holds up an orb with the character for first on it. I drew first as well, she states calmly, her purple eyes meeting Yi. He's across the stage. The matchup is set. The announcer's voice booms. The first game of the semifinals. It's an internal battle for Ant City's #1 middle school. Yahee versus LIUQINGZHU. The crowd erupts. This is the match everyone wanted to see. The strongest battle in the history of the Anchang exam. The hype is unreal. While many cheer for Brother Yi, the smart money is on Liu Qingju. The commentators note that she has already mastered 2 mysterious royal martial arts, which she used to crush Kai Shaoling. And all of that was before revealing her rumored 4th-level Netherbird bloodline, which now manifests behind her as a terrifying shadowy bird of immense power. The crowd agrees. He was forced to awaken his bloodline just to beat Shen Guan. While his power seems to be at the 4th level, it's a raw, untamed power. How can that possibly compare to Goddess Lu, who has a 4th-level bloodline and to superb martial arts background? The consensus is clear. He is outmatched. The logic is sound. On paper, Liu Qingju has every advantage. The audience murmurs in agreement. It makes sense. In the center of the arena, the 2 powerhouses from An City's #1 middle school face each other. Liu Qingju, the unattainable flower, floats gracefully, a picture of calm control. Yeah. He stands opposite her, arms crossed, radiating a quiet, dangerous confidence. The referee gives the signal. Without a moment's hesitation, Yi. He drops into a low stance and explodes forward, his voice cutting through the tension. Let the fight begin. The battle starts with an earth-shattering explosion of force. The sheer power of their initial clash sends shockwaves across the entire arena, a blinding light erupting from the point of impact. And in that first exchange, something unexpected happens. Liu Qingju stumbles back, her hand flying to her mouth, her calm composure shattered. Her purple eyes are wide with shock, as if she's just witnessed something impossible. But she recovers instantly, her power surges, and the very air around her begins to change. The sky darkens to a deep purple as streaks of energy flash across the clouds. Something is coming. With a tremendous roar of energy, Liu Qingju unleashes her true power. A colossal, shadowy creature with glowing blue eyes, the Netherbird, manifests behind her, its immense spiritual pressure washing over the arena. This is the 4th-level bloodline everyone was waiting for. Liu Qingju's eyes glow with purple light, her expression one of absolute focus. She was caught off guard by Yi. He's initial power, but now she's not holding anything back. The true battle has just begun. The final match of the day begins. The dark horse Yihee versus the genius Liu Qingju. But as soon as the bell rings, Yihee does something no one expects. With a great whoosh, he releases a massive cloud of superheated steam, instantly blanketing the entire arena and obscuring everyone's view. The crowd erupts in confusion, unable to see a thing. In the VIP section, the university recruiters are on the edge of their seats. The commentator's voice booms. How will the talented Liu Qingju deal with this year's dark horse? But one recruiter stares at his screen, remembering the monstrous power Yi unleashed against Shen Guan. Could it be, he wonders, that Yi has awakened his bloodline again? Inside the steam, Yi, he stands perfectly still. He knows this isn't a fight he can win with pure strength. A silhouette of Liu Qingju forms in the mist, and Yi, he acknowledges her power. Her martial arts are far superior to mine, he thinks. With her skills, it doesn't matter how strong I am. I can't even touch her. His eyes glow with cold, blue light as he calculates his next move. She's a martial arts genius with an incredibly high combat IQ. The longer this fight drags on, the more of a disadvantage I'll be at. He needs to end this, and he needs to end it now. His mind is made up. There's no room for testing the waters, no time for a warm-up. Against an opponent of this caliber, there's only one path to victory. I need to go all out, right from the very start. Yi! He explodes into action! Gathering a massive amount of energy into his fist, he lunges through the steam, unleashing his first major attack. Mountain Arresting Fist! A brilliant orb of light rockets toward Liu Qingju's position. But Liu Qingju is anything but helpless. Sensing the incoming attack, she instantly summons her own martial energy, forming a swirling defensive barrier. "So you're taking the initiative?" she declares, her voice calm and steady. "Then I will use my martial arts to defend and counterattack." With a sound like tearing silk, Liu Qingju doesn't just block the attack, she vanishes. Moving with impossible speed, she becomes a blur of motion, her energy signature disappearing from Yi. He senses entirely. Suddenly, a searing, whip-like force strikes Yi He from an unexpected angle, sending him stumbling. He looks around in disbelief. His steam screen, his surprise attack, it was all for nothing. "What the hell?" he grunts. "She actually tricked me." The crowd gasps as they catch glimpses of the fight through the dissipating steam. One moment, he was attacking with his fists. The next, he was being struck by what looked like a phantom whip. Liu Qingju's movement is simply too fast. Her counters too precise. She's completely dismantled his opening strategy. A frustrated roar echoes from Yi. He's positioned as a wave of dark purple energy erupts from his body. His simple plan has failed, and now he's being outmaneuvered. It's time to stop playing games. Yeah! He lunges again, his fist crackling with raw, blue power. But his unorthodox, almost brutish style earns him the ire of the crowd. "He's cheating!" someone yells. "He has no martial ethics." They see a brawler, not a warrior, desecrating the art of combat. The fight descends into a chaotic chase. The crowd cries out for their goddess Liu as Yi. He relentlessly hounds her, his aggressive pursuit disrupting her perfect rhythm. But just as he's about to corner her, Liu Qingju emits a pulse of pure martial energy, shaking him off and creating the space she needs to escape his grasp. But Yi, he isn't letting her go. His arm transforms, scales erupting as his Emperor Demon's bloodline activates. The monstrous claw lunges forward, grabbing at her. "You aren't getting away so easily," he snarls, his voice dropping to a low growl. A massive slash of energy fills the arena as Liu Qingju is forced to meet his demonic claw head-on. The clash between her refined martial arts and his raw, monstrous power sends shockwaves across the stage. Yeah! His claws, now filled with crackling martial energy, are a terrifying sight. He follows up his grab with a sweeping kick, a wave of blue energy blasting towards his opponent. Liu Qingju's eyes glow, watching every move, calculating her odds against this transformed monster. With breathtaking agility, Liu Qingju twists in mid-air, narrowly dodging the blast. The energy explodes against the arena wall behind her. She's on the defensive, but her movements are still flawless, a testament to her incredible skill. Finally, Yi, he corners her. A demonic blue aura flares around him, forming a terrifying, grinning mask of pure energy. He lands a solid blow, sending her falling. "Don't run away, classmate Liu," he taunts, his voice dripping with predatory glee. The audience is stunned. How can she possibly withstand such a high-intensity barrage? But Liu Qingju isn't just withstanding it, she's enduring. "I've mastered 2 mysterious royal martial arts," she thinks, gritting her teeth. One of them is the defensive Liu family secret art, Floating Shadow. The other is the offensive Hun Yuan Jade Finger. She continues internally, as another of Yi. His blasts sends her skidding toward the edge. If I could just get a moment to use either of them, but he's not giving me any chance at all. I can't hold on for much longer. Pushed to her absolute limit, with defeat just seconds away, a look of grim resolve crosses Liu Qingju's face. She crushes a small, feather-like talisman in her hand. "There's no other choice. There's only my final trump card left." A surge of unimaginable power erupts from her body, bathing the arena in a violet glow. The words echo in the minds of everyone watching, a declaration of ancient power, bloodline awakening, Netherbird. With a sound like shattering reality, the demonic pressure from Yi. He is blown away. He looks on in utter shock as two magnificent, feathery wings, glowing with intense purple light, unfurl from Liu Qingju's back. She rises into the air, her eyes glowing with power, reborn as a celestial warrior. The commentators are screaming. It's a blood awakening! Liu Qingju has displayed her magical beast bloodline, the Netherbird, for the very first time. The unattainable flower has revealed a power no one knew she possessed. Floating in the air, surrounded by an aura of immense power, Liu Qingju looks down at her opponent. "Classmate Yi He," she warns, her voice now layered with an ethereal echo. "You have to be careful. I can't control my strength in this form." Yi. He doesn't look scared, he looks thrilled. A wide, maniacal grin spreads across his face, his own eyes glowing with purple light. "It's good that you've said that," he laughs, "because up until now, I have only exerted 50% of my strength. I guess I can give it my all from now on." The real battle begins now. Sensing an attack from behind, Liu Qingju finally unleashes her ultimate offensive art. Mysterious royal martial art, Hunyuan Jade Finger. A massive blast of teal and purple energy erupts from her, aimed squarely at Yi He. He meets her attack head-on, his own power flaring to life. He pulls back his fist, channeling a catastrophic amount of energy into a single point. With a deafening roar, he unleashes his own ultimate move, Atomic Blast Fist. The two attacks collide in a cataclysmic explosion. The Netherbird's divine energy clashes with Yi, his demonic fist, creating a blinding flash of light that vaporizes a section of the arena floor. The shockwave slams into the audience, sending them reeling. "So strong!" they cry out, shielding their faces. "What an impact! I can't even open my eyes!" The sheer force of the collision is beyond anything they've ever witnessed. As the light fades, a figure is sent flying out of the smoke. It's Liu Qingju. Her Netherbird wings are battered as she's thrown backward through the air, letting out a pained scream. His power was greater. A close-up shows the shock and pain in her glowing purple eyes. A single drop of sweat rolls down her face. In that single, overwhelming exchange, she was completely and utterly overpowered. Below her, Yi, he stands firm, a pillar of raw, untamed power crackling with blue lightning. He has won the exchange, proving his strength is on another level entirely. And as Liu Qingju falls, Yi he reveals another layer of his terrifying power. His eyes glow with blinding cyan light as a monstrous jaw of pure energy materializes around his face. The Emperor Demon's bloodline has been fully unleashed. The stage is set. We're in the first semi-final of the Martial Arts College entrance examination. The air crackles as the arena floor shatters under an immense surge of power, signaling the start of the most anticipated match of the tournament. Watching from the sidelines, the unattainable flower Liu Qingju feels the shift instantly. Her eyes widen in alarm. This energy fluctuation, it's unlike anything she's ever felt before. It's raw, chaotic, and utterly overwhelming. Something is very, very wrong. The source of that power is Yi He. But this is no simple display. His body contorts, his jaw distends into a monstrous skeletal maw. Commentators scream in shock as they realize what's happening. Yi's magical beast form is manifesting, and it's gathering an unprecedented amount of energy. A grotesque, crystalline spine erupts from his back, glowing with terrifying power. The entire arena groans under the pressure as the spine acts like a supercapacitor, storing a cataclysmic level of energy that threatens to tear the very foundations apart. That colossal energy is then channeled, bit by bit, from the demonic spine and into his transformed maw. He's preparing a breath attack, a condensed blast of pure destruction that no one here has ever witnessed. With a guttural roar that seems to shake the heavens, he unleashes the attack. A torrent of demonic energy, a hyper beam of unimaginable destructive force erupts from his mouth, aimed directly at his opponent. Boom! The blast careens across the arena. a blinding wave of blue and white light that vaporizes everything in its path. The sheer force of it creates a deafening shockwave that ripples through the stadium. But just as the blast is about to hit its mark, a flash of purple and a rush of wind cuts through the chaos. A winged figure appears, seemingly out of nowhere, standing directly in the path of annihilation. In that split second, something within Liu Qingju awakens. A latent ability, a hidden power buried deep inside her, surges to life in response to the overwhelming threat. Her eyes glow with a new, intense purple light. The two immense energies collide in a cataclysmic explosion. Yi Hei's demonic breath attack meets Liu Qingju's awakened power, and the result is a blast that rocks the entire stadium to its core. As the blinding light clears, the unbelievable has happened. Liu Qingju has deployed a defensive technique, a shimmering barrier of ethereal feathers that completely deflected the monstrous attack. The crowd gasps. Oh no! Yi! He's breath was deflected by the feathers on Liu Qingju's body! The untouchable one-kick man had his ultimate attack completely neutralized. The audience screams, not in excitement, but in sheer terror. The clash of power was so immense, so far beyond what they expected for mere students, that the shockwave alone sent waves of panic through the stands. People dive for cover as debris rains down. The energy discharge was so powerful, it threatened to breach the arena's protective shields and incinerate the spectators. Boom! 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 The residual energy from the clash continues to detonate across the ruined stage, a testament to the godlike power wielded by these two high school students. In the VIP section, a figure cloaked in a golden aura stands unfazed. It's An City's mayor, Huang Qing. With a confident smile, he declares, "Watch carefully. The strongest champion in the history of our An City will be born today." The announcer, breathless, shouts into his microphone as the crowd erupts. Fortunately, Mayor Huang protected the audience. It was the mayor's personal intervention that saved them all. A stark reminder of the terrifying level of this battle. But on the shattered arena floor, the battle has taken its toll. Drip, drop, fresh blood pools on the cracked stone. Someone has been seriously injured. It's Liu Qingju. Though she successfully deflected the blast, the cost was immense. Her clothes are tattered, her body is covered in wounds, but she stands defiant, her ethereal wings spread wide. She is wounded, but far from broken. However, inside, her spirit is cracking. Her ultimate technique, the legendary Netherbird's defense, was shattered by a single strike. A chilling thought creeps into her mind. Can I really beat him? Suddenly, she's crushed by a vision. The weight of generations of ancestors bearing down on her. Voices echo in her mind, reminding her that she is the sole hope for the Liu family's revival. She must not lose. She tries to fight back against the pressure, to find her own voice, but all that comes out is a hesitant, broken whisper. The voice of her mother echoes from her past, a constant, crushing reminder of her duty. Her mother devoted everything to train her, to mold her into the perfect tool for the family's revival. She can't be willful. She can't have her own desires. The memory is suffocating. Her mother's hand on her head, her voice demanding victory after victory, not just now but forever. The young Liu Qingju could only cry out, "But Mom, I can't breathe." Back in the present, that same feeling washes over her. The weight of the fight, the weight of her family, the weight of her own self-doubt. She's just so tired. She looks at Yi Hei, at the storm of blue energy that surrounds him, and a sense of resignation sets in. He's just too powerful. Facing an opponent like this, it's only natural that she can't win, right? And in that moment of despair, she makes a decision. She lunges forward, intentionally exposing a flaw in her stance. "Classmate Yi Hei," she shouts, a strange fire in her eyes. "Seize this flaw! Defeat me quickly!" She's decided to throw the match. She throws a half-hearted punch, a clear invitation for a counterattack. But Yi, he doesn't move. Her fist connects squarely with his chest with a dull thud. He stumbles back, a trickle of blood running from his mouth. Liu Qingju stares in absolute shock. He took the hit. He didn't even try to block. "You," she stammers. "Why didn't you dodge?" "Yi." He looks down at her, his glowing blue eyes filled not with anger but with cold disappointment. "Classmate Qingzhu," he asks, his voice low and dangerous. "Where has your fighting spirit gone?" His own energy flares. He's insulted. He came here for a true battle, a test of strength, not to be handed a hollow victory. "Have you even looked me in the face?" he growls, demanding she recognize the warrior standing before her. With a furious roar, he unleashes his own aura. "I'm going to win this title fairly and squarely!" He will not accept a win born from pity or despair. He will earn it, or he will die trying. Liu Qingzhu is stunned into silence. His sheer intensity, his unwavering warrior's pride. It's a force more powerful than any energy blast. It shakes her to her very core. And then he attacks. No more holding back. No more testing the waters. A brutal, energy-infused punch slams into her, driven by his fury and his demand for a real fight. As she reels from the blow, he presses his advantage, his eyes blazing. "So you better start facing me seriously." He unleashes a merciless barrage, taunting her with every blow. "Want to be serious yet?" Liu Qingzhu, battered and confused, can only scream in frustration. "You are a bad person. I clearly wanted to hand you the victory. Why do you keep fighting?" Suddenly, a third party intervenes, sending Yi flying with a powerful blow. "Don't hit a girl in the face, asshole!" yells the newcomer, completely misreading the situation. But he just smirks. This is exactly what he wanted. His brutal method worked. "That's more like it," he says, his body igniting with a new, fearsome purple energy. He activates his taboo martial art, blood ignition. "If you don't want to be hit in the face, then get serious." And just like that, the spark catches fire. Pushed beyond her limits, broken down and reforged in the crucible of his fury, Liu Qingzhu finally unleashes her true power. A magnificent, ethereal phoenix of pure purple energy erupts from her body, soaring towards the heavens. The unattainable flower is gone. In her place stands a goddess of war, her eyes blazing with newfound resolve. She looks at Yi, not with fear, but with the spirit of a true rival. "Classmate Yi," she declares, her voice ringing with power, "I shall defeat you with my strongest form, as you wish." Have you finally revealed the true form of your magical beast? He thinks, his own power simmering. Now things are actually getting interesting. Yi. He senses the challenge, not just from his opponent, but from all the powerful eyes on him. A crackle of blue and purple energy erupts from his body. "Since that's the case," he declares, his voice resonating with power, "I can't be negligent." He won't be holding back. He activates his ultimate physical skill, a terrifying fusion of the advanced Temora template and sheer martial force. This is Yi's trump card, the technique that makes his body a living weapon, the nuclear light combat body. Now fully transformed, a swirling vortex of raw, destructive energy, he faces his opponent in the semifinals, Liu Qingzhu. With his power reaching its peak, he roars out his challenge. "Let's have a good fight." Across the shattered arena floor, Liu Qingzhu responds in silence. Her own power flares to life as massive, ethereal wings of purple and pink energy spread from her back, crackling with lightning. She may be known as the unattainable flower, but today, she is a storm ready to be unleashed. Without a moment's hesitation, Liu Qingzhu makes the first move. Channeling the full might of her family's techniques, she unleashes a vortex of pure destructive energy, screaming its name into the heavens, tearing Hurricane. But he is more than ready. Meeting her Hurricane head-on, he channels his own chaotic power into a single devastating strike. With a roar that shakes the stadium, he counters with his own signature move, Explosive Fist. As their initial attacks collide, Liu Qingzhu doesn't falter. Instead, she draws in a sharp breath, a vortex of energy swirling around her. The air itself seems to be sucked towards her as she gathers power for an even greater assault, her glowing purple eyes fixed on her target. In response, Yi unleashes a terrifying roar that manifests as a physical shockwave. A monstrous, ethereal projection of his demon bloodline forms above him as he channels a torrent of raw, untamed energy, ready to overwhelm anything in his path. The two combatants clash in a cataclysmic explosion of power. Liu Qingzhu's brilliant purple energy slams against Yi, his chaotic blue and black aura. The arena groans under the strain as their raw power tears at the very fabric of the battlefield. Yi, He presses his advantage, his nuclear light combat body, allowing him to move like a phantom through the storm of energy. He closes the distance in an instant, his transformed claws ready to rip through his opponent's defenses. As Liu Qingju lets out a piercing battle cry, he meets her scream with his own. "Do you think you're the only one WHO can scream?" His voice is a physical force, backed by a surge of crystalline demonic energy that erupts from his body, promising utter annihilation. Pushed to her absolute limit, Liu Qingju makes a desperate choice. It's the same old trick again. "I won't back down this time." She abandons all pretense of defense, channeling every last ounce of her strength to unleash the Liu family's strongest, most forbidden move. "I will face you head on." The two ultimate attacks are unleashed. His monstrous power manifests as a colossal beam of pure white and purple energy, a devastating blast that seems to cleave the very air in two as it hurtles towards Liu Qingju's final, desperate gambit. With a final, agonizing scream, Liu Qingju unleashes the full might of her heritage. This is no longer just a technique, it's a part of her very soul. This is her bloodline ability, Netherworld Blood Thorns. A storm of razor-sharp thorns made of pure, condensed energy erupts from her body. A beautiful but utterly lethal attack designed to pierce through any defense and annihilate its target. The two attacks collide. Yi's atomic breath versus Liu Qingju's Netherworld Blood Thorns. The resulting impact is catastrophic. In the VIP box, the recruiters look on in horror. This isn't good. This kind of collision is not something these two warriors can control. Just as the uncontrolled energy is about to tear the stadium apart, a powerful figure in the stands takes action. The mayor's eye glows with golden light as he raises a hand. "Gene technique," he mutters, preparing to intervene. With a deafening boom, three colossal monoliths of pure energy erupt from the ground, forming a barrier around the arena. This is the mayor's ultimate defense, the divine ley line wall, designed to contain even the most apocalyptic of blasts. The combined energy of Yi and Liu Qingju's attacks slams into the mayor's barrier, resulting in a blinding explosion of light. The entire stadium shakes as the divine ley line wall holds firm against the apocalyptic force. The crowd reels from the shockwave. Such a strong impact. One spectator gasps. Was that wall just now put up by the mayor? They realize they've just been saved from certain doom by a hair's breadth. As the light fades, the arena is filled with a thick cloud of smoke and debris. The question hangs in the air, filled with dread and awe. Did the mayor contain the effects of the collision? A man shudders, his voice trembling with relief and terror. If the mayor didn't take action, he says to his friend, "I'm afraid we would all be collateral." Watching from his seat, the blue-haired rival reflects on the battle. He had erected his own ley line walls as a precaution, but they were hasty and weak. He looks on in disbelief. Who could have thought? Two incredibly strong candidates in this year's exam. Inside the smoke-filled arena, the cost of the battle becomes clear. A hand, bruised and battered, hangs limply, dripping blood onto the shattered floor. Drip, drip, drip. The hand belongs to Liu Qingju. She sits slumped on the ground, her clothes torn, her body racked with pain. Her left arm is horribly discolored, a side effect of her own power. The power of the magical beast's true body has been exhausted, she thinks, her strength completely gone. But even now, defeated and broken, a fire still burns in her eyes. Blood trickles from a cut above her eye, but her will is not shattered. "I can't give up," she whispers through gritted teeth. "I can still fight." Thump. A single foot stomps down on the cracked arena floor, landing with absolute certainty. The smoke begins to part, revealing a figure standing tall amidst the destruction. It's Yi. He stands before the kneeling Liu Qingju, seemingly unharmed by the apocalyptic blast. The power difference is stark and undeniable. He is the victor. He looks down, not with arrogance, but with a strange intensity. If you don't get rid of the nuclear radiation in your body, he warns her, you will be crippled in the future. His own power had a toxic side effect, one that now courses through her veins. Liu Qingju can only stare back in silence. Her body is broken, her energy is gone, and now she's been told her own power might cripple her for life. Despair begins to set in. Finally, the pressure becomes too much. Tears of frustration and anguish stream down her face as she screams at him. "I didn't even want to fight you to this extent. Why do you insist on forcing me to fight?" Instead of gloating, He does something unexpected. He kneels down, bringing himself to her level. He looks at her not as a defeated opponent, but as an equal, a silent gesture that cuts through her anger. "Do you really not want to fight me?" he asks, his voice calm but piercing. "Or are you just being rebellious, not wanting to admit your competitive spirit? When you were fighting just now, I could feel your desire for victory." His words strike her like lightning. He was right, she realizes. In the heat of battle, she had forgotten her duty, her family, everything. For the first time, she had fought not for anyone else, but for herself. And in that moment, she had felt a profound, undeniable exhilaration. As this earth-shattering realization washes over her, a deep blush spreads across her face. Her heart pounds in her chest as He reaches out a hand, not to strike, but to touch her shoulder. A gentle blue energy flows from his hand into her body. "You have too many distracting thoughts when you are fighting," he says, his voice a low murmur. He's not just lecturing her, he's actively purging the dangerous radiation from her system. Liu Qingju gasps. The pain, the discolored skin, the radiation, it's all vanishing. Her arm is completely healed. As she stares in disbelief, he stands up and delivers his final verdict. "That's why you lost." He turns his back to her, a silent admission of the battle's end. But his next words are not of mockery, but of respect. "But you are still the strongest opponent I have ever met." Looking back over his shoulder with a confident smirk, he makes a promise. "Next time there's a chance, I really want to have the purest battle with you, Liu Qingju." He doesn't just want a rival, he wants a true peer. Left kneeling in the center of the ruined arena, completely healed but emotionally overwhelmed, Liu Qingju can only blush and whisper his name in disbelief, classmate Yihei. As the last of the smoke dissipates, the announcer's voice booms across the stadium. The smoke from the impact has cleared, and the one who appeared is Yihei. He is still standing on the field. He raises a triumphant finger to the sky, a wide grin spreading across his face. The official announcement rings out. The first match of the semifinals is over. Yihe from Ancheng's #1 middle school wins. With Yihe and the powerful Chuzhou both advancing, the stage is set. Across An City, massive holographic displays announce the final confrontation. This isn't just another match. This is the climax of the entire college entrance examination. The battle for the top scorer is about to begin. In one corner, we have the ultimate dark horse, the boy who came from nothing, Yihei. And in the other, the undisputed apex predator of their generation, Chuzhou. Two titans from the same school. One an unexpected anomaly, the other a celebrated genius. The arena crackles with their energy as they prepare to face off for the ultimate prize. The world is watching. The live stream viewer count explodes, surging past 496 million. This isn't just a local high school exam anymore. It's a global spectacle. The pressure is immense, and the stakes have never been higher. The announcers, voices boom across the stadium, confirming what everyone has been waiting for. The An City College Entrance Examination Finals starts now. Chuzhou doesn't waste a single second. With a surge of brilliant blue energy, he materializes a massive crystalline sword. His eyes burn with focus as he issues a simple yet powerful challenge to Yihei. If you would. But he is completely unfazed. A wide, predatory grin spreads across his face, his own power flaring to life in his eyes. He welcomes the challenge with open arms, his voice dripping with arrogance. "Come at me with all you got." Accepting the invitation, Chuzhou unleashes a torrent of his power. The air itself seems to freeze and crystallize as he forms a colossal, serrated blade of pure energy, ready to cleave the arena in two. He moves in a blur, activating his signature technique, 7-star steps. The technique allows him to create multiple after images, clones of himself that assault the opponent from all directions. A dazzling display of speed and skill. Yihei's response is simple, direct, and overwhelmingly powerful. He gathers his own monstrous energy, his voice echoing with a single word that promises utter annihilation. Atomic. Explosive fist! He unleashes a cataclysmic blast of energy that radiates outwards, a shockwave of pure destructive force that cares little for tactics or clones. From within the blast, Chuzhou realizes Yi-He's strategy, or lack thereof. He thinks to himself, he was too lazy to even look for my real body, so he just used a simple, crude move to attack all the clones at once. Yi, he isn't playing chess. He's flipping the entire board. The raw power is undeniable. Chuzhou understands that even with his own formidable defenses, he can't fight Yi-He head-on. He wonders if there's any warrior of their age who could possibly match this level of brute force. What a monster. But Chuzhou is the apex for a reason. He's not just powerful, he's smart. Realizing he's outmatched in close quarters, he instantly shifts his strategy. "Since I can't fight you in close combat," he declares, "I'll exhaust you from a distance. The time for holding back is over." Chuzhou digs deep, unleashing the true potential sleeping within his veins. The air grows cold as he screams out the command for his ultimate power. "Blood Awaken! Ice Dragon!" With his bloodline ability, Icy Pulse, Chuzhou creates a literal mountain of ice out of thin air. The crowd erupts, chanting his name, hailing him as the reincarnation of the Ice Dragon. They scream for him to defeat the one they now see as a villain, the great devil Yi-He. The power of Chuzhou's Icy Pulse is absolute. The colossal iceberg entombs the entire battlefield, and with it, his opponent. The announcers scream in disbelief. Yi! He's been frozen solid, but such incredible power comes at a cost. A bead of sweat drips down Chuzhou's face as he pants, admitting to himself that the sudden burst of icy force took a massive toll on his body. He's pushed himself to the absolute limit to secure this victory. Just as the referee prepares to declare a winner, a spectator screams, "Look, the iceberg is starting to melt." A brilliant light begins to shine from within the frozen prison. Cracks race across the surface of the ice as the light intensifies, followed by a massive explosion of golden energy from within. The iceberg, a monument to Chuzhou's ultimate power, begins to shatter from the inside out. A familiar pair of eyes, now glowing with a terrifying orange light, flare to life within the wreckage. Yi. He was never in any danger at all. With a final explosive push, he effortlessly bursts free from the ice prison. The crowd is stunned. How is that possible? He broke out so easily. It was as if Chuzhou's ultimate attack was nothing more than a minor inconvenience. A shockwave of pure power erupts from Yi-He's body, vaporizing the last remnants of the iceberg and shaking the entire arena to its foundations. Standing amidst the steam and rubble, Yi-He, now wreathed in the dark energy of his Emperor Demon's bloodline, looks down on his opponent. "Your Ice Dragon power has never worked on me," he states calmly. "It seems I counter you by quite a bit." The crushing realization dawns on Chuzhou. This isn't a battle of skill or strategy anymore. The gap in their fundamental strength is just too vast to overcome. Still, the apex predator doesn't know how to surrender. Gritting his teeth, Chuzhou decides to bet everything on one final desperate attack. He gathers all of his remaining life force, his energy coalescing into a single, soul-piercing point. "Yi-He, take my last move!" he roars. "This is the current limit of my martial arts." High in the stands, the recruiters gasp in shock. It's sword intent, a level of mastery unheard of for someone his age. With a final, desperate cry, Chuzhou lunges forward, pouring every last ounce of his being into this one soul-damaging strike. The attack connects and does nothing. Yi. He stands completely unharmed, his expression almost bored. He looks at his defeated rival and offers some cold advice. "When you get a better sword in the future, you might have a chance." Chuzhou's face is a mask of pure, unadulterated shock. His ultimate technique, his very soul laid bare, was brushed aside like it was nothing. With a sickening crack, the crystalline sword in his hand, the very manifestation of his Ice Dragon power, shatters into 1,000 pieces. "My sword has been," he whispers, his spirit breaking along with his weapon. Staring at the gap between them, a gap as wide as the ocean, Chuzhou can only wonder about his own future. Against a monster like Yi-He, how much of a chance will he ever have? As the referee declares him the victor, a wide, satisfied smile spreads across Yi-He's face. The battle is won. The title is his. He thinks to himself about his future ambitions. Perhaps they're a little greater than just becoming a successful simp, but for now, this victory is sweet. He raises his arm to the sky, basking in the roar of the crowd and the feeling of absolute triumph. The journey was long, but he has finally reached the peak. The announcement echoes across the world. The winner of the An City College entrance examination is Yi. His friends cheer wildly, while the public celebrates the incredible, inspiring story of the dark horse who started at the bottom of his class and rose to defeat everyone. Commentators confirm his new status. By overcoming the toughest competition in the city's history, he has cemented his legacy as the strongest #1 scholar An City has ever seen. The consensus is clear. With power like his, at such a young age, it's believed that virtually no one will be able to surpass him in the future. The crowd chants his name, their voices a thunderous roar that fills the arena. Yai-he, Yai-he, Yai-he. The announcer officially presents the champion to the world. After 3 days of bloody battles, the top scorer is finally born. And as the spotlight shines on him, he allows himself a small, satisfied thought. Goal accomplished. During the post-match interview, a reporter asks how it feels to win after accumulating strength over time. He thinks to himself, wow, you're a cultured one. You can even describe my cheating in such a subtle and elegant way. Putting on his best humble act, he grabs the mic. First of all, I want to thank my teacher. It was he who encouraged me when I was at my lowest point, which gave me my fighting spirit. His crocodile tears work perfectly. Watching on a tablet, his highly skeptical teacher is overcome with genuine emotion, crying about how guilty he feels for not noticing Yi. He's incredible potential sooner, but the performance isn't over. A new figure appears, his school's headmaster, who looks like he has a few things he wants to say. The headmaster makes an offer he can't refuse. 2 million! Yi, promote our school and I'll reward you with a $2 million scholarship. Instantly, Yi's eyes turn into glowing dollar signs as he continues his speech. Oh, and I must thank my alma mater and my wise headmaster. Finally, he wraps up his victory speech with the most important thank you of all. Finally, I want to thank myself, he roars. Without my personal hard work and wisdom, he would definitely not be as successful as he is today. Yes, he just thanked himself in the third person. Just as the celebration hits its peak, a familiar blue screen appears before Yi's eyes. Congratulations to the host for winning the title of #1 scholar. You will be rewarded with a random template ability, Yi. His eyes widen in shock. He never realized his mysterious system had an achievement function. Winning the tournament wasn't just about fame and money. It was about to give him a whole new level of power. In the aftermath of his victory, he makes his way through the stadium corridor. But his escape from the arena is about to lead him into a different kind of battle. He's immediately swarmed by a ravenous pack of reporters, a chaotic frenzy of cameras and microphones. They bombard him with questions about his meteoric rise, his future plans, and the secrets to his power. Overwhelmed, Yi, the conqueror of the arena, can only shout the most human of pleas. Stop chasing me. I have to pee. The questions get even more personal, asking him to choose between the unattainable flower, Liu Qingju, and the queen, Tai Shaoling. Someone even cheekily asks if he prefers his male rivals, Shengguan or Chuju. He is left completely speechless by the absurdity. Deciding he's had enough, he makes a break for it. He has no time to waste on these vultures. A new path to power is calling to him. Finding refuge in an empty basketball court, he finally has a moment to process. He reflects on a groundbreaking discovery. His power isn't limited to the Mad Damola bloodline. By winning the tournament, he's earned the right to draw a new monster template from the system, opening up terrifying new possibilities. The thought of this new power fills him with a manic excitement. A predatory grin spreads across his face as he imagines the untold strength that awaits him. But his solitude is short-lived. A calm, well-dressed man approaches, congratulating him on his victory. Mistaking him for another reporter, he is instantly annoyed, but the man quickly clarifies. He's not from the press. He's from the prestigious Huadu University, and he's here to talk about a subject that sends a jolt through Yi, genetic locks. Genetic locks. The term hits Yi like a physical blow. It's a concept he knows, but not in the way this man thinks. Internally, Yi's mind races. He knows his power doesn't come from unlocking his own genes. It comes from the monster template system, a secret unique to him as a traverser. How could this man from Huadu possibly know anything that would lead him here? A seed of suspicion is planted. The man asks if he learned the term from his father. accessing the memories of the body's original owner, Yi. He confirms this is true. This deepens the mystery surrounding the family he's inherited. The Huadu representative presses further, pointing out the obvious. "Aren't you curious," he asks, "how your father, an ordinary taxi driver, would know a term used only in the highest echelons of genetic research?" The implication is clear. Yi? He realizes with a start that there's a massive secret hidden within his new family's past. Because of Yi's special situation, the man from Huadu has been authorized to unseal a top-secret document for him. As Yi, he begins to read the file, his eyes widen in utter disbelief. The contents are more shocking than he could have ever imagined. The document details a shadowy organization known as Prometheus, once a giant in biological gene research, now wanted and disbanded after a mysterious incident. Their key project, the one that led to their downfall, was none other than genetic lock technology. He scoffs, putting on a show of incredulity. "So you guys think my cheap dad was a senior researcher for this Prometheus?" he says sarcastically, "and that I'm their secret research project?" The Huadu official reassures him that the country means him no harm. They just felt he had a right to know. But Yi, ever the actor, coolly replies, "Brother, if I said I'm calmer than you right now, would you believe it?" The official promises that as a key prospect, the country will ensure his safety. Feigning annoyance at his newfound fame, he laughs to himself. This new life, this new society, is something he's adapting to very, very quickly. His business concluded, the man from Huadu takes his leave, leaving Yi alone with his thoughts and a mountain of new revelations. Finally alone, he can barely contain his glee. Not only did he secure a spot at the top university, but he also received a massive 2 million yuan scholarship and an 800,000 yuan bonus. He's powerful, and now he's rich. But the money is secondary. The most important reward for his victory is the right to draw a brand new template ability from the system. Unable to wait another second, he activates the system's gacha, his body glowing with anticipation as he prepares to roll for a new power. A colossal vortex of raw, purple energy erupts before him, rumbling with immense power as the system processes his reward. The energy surges into him, a painful and overwhelming process that makes him cry out, as his very being is rewritten by the system's power. As the energy coalesces, it forms the image of a terrifying, colossal monster. The system announces his prize, a D-rank template. The details flash before his eyes. Supergiant humanoid with the ability to grow to 60 meters and generate ultra-heated steam. But his excitement turns to shock when he sees the final line. Compatibility, a mere 1%. But then, a brilliant, terrifying thought strikes him. The system allows abilities between templates to be superimposed. What would happen if he combined the raw size of the supergiant humanoid with the demonic power of his Mad Demola template? A vision of his ultimate potential flashes in his mind, a being of unimaginable power, a true monster king. In that moment, a new ambition is born. I will become the true king of monsters. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, an inquiry is made. A powerful figure known as Brother Huolong has suddenly declared he won't be accepting any more tasks. The order is confirmed. That's right, a voice says, "Cancel all of my upcoming schedules." The decision is abrupt and final. The man, Brother Huolong, receives an urgent call. This is Chuzhou's older brother, and he's about to receive some devastating news. The news hits him like a physical blow, a heavy impact that shakes him to his core. A team investigated the secret realm where his brother Chuzhou fought Yi. They didn't find a body, but at the site of his last known signal, they found something deeply disturbing. Trace amounts of nuclear radiation, a clear signature of Yi's nuclear-like combat body. Huolong is consumed by regret. "Oh, my younger brother," he laments. "I told you not to get involved in society. Why didn't you listen? I promised Mom I would take care of you." But while one family grieves, another star is rising. The official announcement rings out. The winner of the An City College entrance examination finals is Yi. Watching from the shadows, a sinister figure observes Yi's victory. It's Hude, the man who betrayed him in his past life. He notes that this rare genius will surely be sought after by Huadu University, a prize he seems intent on claiming for himself. Hude smirks, thinking of the family Yi he left behind in his original life. It's too bad, he muses cruelly, that they will not be able to witness his enrollment. Back at his dorm, Yi he's planning is interrupted by an unexpected announcement. Your delivery is here. Just as he was about to head to a secret realm to test his new giant template, he finds a package waiting for him. Who sent me something, he wonders. Inside is a handwritten letter. It's from his former rival, Chuzhou. He's inviting Yi to team up to investigate a newly opened C-rank secret realm in Redwood Mountain. That very afternoon. Yai. He is floored. Bro, what era are you in? Why are you still using letters, he thinks. The anachronistic gesture is so strange, it even makes him wonder for a second if Chuzhou could also be a time traveler. Later, at An City's Redwood Mountain, the landscape is bathed in the dramatic light of the setting sun, setting the stage for a new adventure. A massive crowd of over 1,000 people has gathered. As expected, the allure of a brand new, unexplored secret realm is a powerful draw for warriors and adventurers seeking fortune and glory. As Yi He arrives, he's surprised by a familiar voice. Hey, Yi He, it's Chuzhou, the ice dragon himself, waving him over with a confident smile. Chuzhou notes that Yi He has become stronger again. Yi He grins, explaining he used his prize money on gene drugs to boost his supergiant humanoid template compatibility to 35%. He's realized that even low-level templates can yield powerful results quickly if you have the resources. Changing the subject, Yi asks his rival, Chuzhou, what university are you going to apply for? Chuzhou confirms he's also heading to Huadu University. I guess we'll still be schoolmates, he says. But he senses a melancholy in his tone. Something is clearly weighing on the ice dragon's mind. Before they can talk further, a massive, jagged rift of purple energy tears through the sky. The secret realm is opening. A terrifying roar echoes from the portal as a monstrous, multi-headed beast emerges, enveloped in crackling purple lightning. Their C-rank investigation just got a whole lot more dangerous.